Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake. From choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. During our headline segment on yesterday's show, our very own Mike Hawk, he brought us a story about a guy who went on a 10-day hike in the Canadian wilderness. Well, after getting lost, he ended up spending 50 days in the Canadian wilderness. And sure, he had to survive freezing temperatures, find food, and all that. But the thing that got me was that he had to escape a pack of wolves. Wolves. Look, I saw the movie The Grey. The idea of escaping wolves, not an adventure I want any part of. Then this morning, we come across another story, courtesy of the Canadian wilderness. That involves a man who found himself fighting a polar bear. Polar bears, in case you don't know, other than drinking Coca-Cola around the holidays, they can weigh up to 1,700 pounds, stand up to 10 feet tall, and are widely regarded as the most dangerous type of bear. Well, in this story, the guy survives, thanks primarily to his gun-toting neighbor who unloaded more than a few rounds into it. Now, the point is, I hate the idea of finding myself in either scenario, but I still had to ask myself, would I rather fight a pack of wolves or fight a polar bear? And I'm still not sure what my answer is, but it's just one of our many would-you-rather questions for you today, because backed by popular demand and gentle request, we bring back the random would-you-rather question.
Be a part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9. KISW.
Oh, Michelle's away we go. Welcome to Season 19, Episode number 4,231 at large. And a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting return of Who Sucks Less on the way at 4:30. I don't know how you do it, Steve. You bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. Mm-hmm. People do bad things out there.
Sure.
And we have to pit them against each other to figure out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week?
I will put it this way. If you have a penis, you're going to hate it. That's all I'll leave you with. There's a theme. Bad things can happen to your junk. And all 3 of these stories explore bad things that happen to someone's junk.
Who Sucks Less is on the way at 4:30. Also, a little programming note. If you have not gotten tickets yet for Live Night, get on that.
Do it.
As it's only a couple weeks away, Friday night, December the 13th. We will be doing everything live at Showbox Soto.
Everything.
You can get in as little as $35 for a ticket right now at KISW.com. The Daily Mix Show will go live. You guys are having a little practice tonight for the new originals.
Yes, we are.
man.
A sorely needed practice, at least for me.
Yeah, working on Little Father Christmas because Taryn, on our goal for Coats for Kids, we hit that one afternoon. So she's going to sing that. She is still in the building, getting ready to go to practice as you guys are practicing tonight.
I just talked to her in the hallway, and
the show.
we were confirming this practice tonight. And I said, "Do you even like the song?" And she said, "Well, I grew up with it, so nostalgically, yeah, I really like it." She goes, "But after listening to it for, quote, 74 times over the last couple of weeks, it's getting a little old."
Yeah, and some new people in the building were asking, hey, are the commercials live?
Yeah.
The commercials are live. The sound effects are live. The band is live. The show is live. You will be a part of the live studio audience. We'll play a little live big dummy. Ted versus the FCC. Of course, we'll drink and toast down at the showbox with the shot of the day. There will be the Men's Room IPA in the big, bright yellow can down there. It's going to be a great night. So if you haven't got tickets, secure those now at KISW.com. Okay, we're bringing back the random Would You Rather question by popular demand. I'll give you guys a couple of examples here in case you've never heard the random Would You Rather question. So we'll start out with a couple here in the studio. All right. Ted, would you rather eat one Cheeto covered with live ants?
Okay.
Or eat one dead tarantula covered in delicious Cheeto dust?
Is the tarantula dead?
It's dead.
Is he cooked in any way?
Nope. He's just covered in delicious.
And the ants are live.
They are on the Cheeto.
Man, I think I got to go Cheeto.
I agree.
I'm going Cheeto all the way, man. And the only reason I even thought of that question, my dog, not my current one, but a couple of years ago, I'm walking my dog, and there's a single Cheeto sitting on the sidewalk, and it is covered in ants. And I see my dog look at it, and I kind of yank the dog away. We go on our walk, about a 30-minute walk. I have forgotten about the Cheeto, but clearly my dog has not. Because now when we get within 5 feet of it, I mean, just lightning fast, he snatches that thing up. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's covered in ants. But he didn't care, and I thought it might be worth it. Then I thought, tarantulas bug me. Yeah. They're bigger, but it's dead.
All right, what if you deep fried it? What if you deep fried it because it's a dish in Cambodia?
That's what I was asking. So if it's prepared and you fried it, give me the tarantula.
Really? No, man.
Here's Gordon Ramsay eating one.
Oh,
good for him.
I know. You know what? I'm going tarantula, deep fried, covered in Cheeto dust.
No, I'm taking the live ants.
I feel like it'd be like a crab, a little bit more like a crab.
I think it will look like a crab. I just don't know that it'll be like a crab.
I'm with Steve. I don't think I could ever possess myself to actually eat a tarantula. You're right. It would look like a crab, but I don't think I could ever just.
Speaking of crabs, Mike, here's one for you.
Oh, all right.
Would you rather go to work for 1 week with head lice or with crabs?
Oh, God.
Because, see, with head lice, your coworkers know you have lice.
Correct.
Crabs, you don't have to tell anyone. The discomfort's about the same, just one is more alarming.
What if I have to poop?
What if you have to poop? You mean with crabs?
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you just go to the bathroom.
But couldn't the crabs get on the toilet seat?
Maybe.
They can.
Maybe.
I think I'm going to stick with the head lice. I think while it is still very unsightly and people are going to freak out and get a little bit wigged out by it, I feel like their reaction would be better with lice versus the crabs.
Also, they won't know about the crabs. Look, I got crabs years ago, man. Dude. But it's only if someone asks. I mean, there's one thing to be honest. It's another thing to walk in to the office in the morning and say, guys, I have crabs. There's no need for that.
They need a warm, humid environment, right, to live. So once they get on the toilet seat, they have a limited shelf life.
They also shouldn't know that I have lice,
so to speak.
I'm going to wear my hat. Nobody's going to know.
The problem is with the head lice, though. I just feel like that's much more spreadable.
Okay.
Definitely more spreadable. Mm-hmm. And
do they jump? I've never known how like when I was a kid, it was always like don't share hats or anything like that.
Sure.
I think they do jump though.
Yeah,
so I feel like whenever there's an outbreak in a school, it's not like every kid's switching hats.
True enough.
I got crabs from my roommate, who was very consistent about using my towel because he would put his wet ass towel on the floor. He was the dude who never picked up his towel off the bathroom floor.
That's a flag on the play.
And he got one. He got crabs, and he basically infected me and my other roommate. So we had to spend an entire day at the laundromat with money that we did not have, and putting all this stuff in the big ass washing machines, because you're talking about all your rugs, You're talking about your comforters. You're talking about anything that you have that's cloth material you need to wash in your home.
Is it the same with head lice, right? Your kid comes home, they have lice. Do you need to do the same
I don't know.
thing?
You know what? That is a...
I've never had to deal with head lice.
I don't know anything about
Right.
that.
I've dealt with crabs, and the worst part about that was buying Rid, and that's the only thing you're buying at the CVS pharmacy at the time. So they know what's going on. But I just feel like as far as work goes, man, they're both bringing you discomfort, but I'm not going to tell anyone I have crabs. But the head lice, everyone's like, why do you keep coming in?
Mm-hmm. They won't know about the head lice, though.
How would we not know that you have lice?
How would you know?
Oh, you can see it.
I'd look at your head and be like, bro, if you don't know it, you got lice.
They're that big.
They're plentiful. So it's not that it's like dandruff. No single dandruff flake is that large, but if you have dandruff, everyone knows because there's a bunch of it, right?
And it also fall out of your head. If you've ever seen a monkey picking their kid, or they do the same thing the school nurse would do to you if there was an infestation in your school. They don't just go around them randomly do it. But if someone in your class or in a classroom has head lice, the school nurse used to walk around and check everybody's head.
And they send an email, right? So there was a lice outbreak at my kid's school probably like 7 years ago. And you just get an email. Like one family gets an email that says your kid has lice, but the kid stays anonymous otherwise. So just there's a lice outbreak, and it sucks because when my kids get home, the first thing we're doing is digging through their very hairy heads.
Right.
But
do they not check them when they go in? I remember when I was in grade school, there was an outbreak. You had to go get checked like every morning before you could go to class.
As far as I know, they didn't. They left that up to the parent. But I think one of the differences is, before email, then the school had to take it upon themselves to do it. Because by the time the parents found out, it's 2 or 3 days later because it was mailed. With email, I found out 2 minutes after they found out, and I'm just like, crap, man.
God, it's making my head itchy, dude.
That's what I'm saying. And you keep scratching your head like, look, man, if you have crabs, no one knows except you.
And side note, like, I'm following the rules of this Would You Rather. So if I'm bald, I just have lice just hanging out on top of my head. That's why I'm...
Oh, they more than likely would be in your beard.
They would
more than likely be in your beard.
Random.
By the way, some people checking in on the initial question. It says, I'd eat the hell out of a spider with Cheeto dust on it. And they'll also go with crabs. So they eat the tarantula and come to work with crabs. Someone else said spider all day.
Have you seen a tarantula molt before?
Not like a video of it, but I've seen their left behind exoskeleton.
Hang on.
It disturbs me, and I'm sorry. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Daniel, welcome to the program, the random Would You Rather question. All right, let's go with this one.
By the way, other people are texting and angry. We are making a lot of people itchy.
All right. Well, hopefully this won't make you itchy. All right, Daniel, here you go. Would you rather find a dead person under your bed or a living person under your bed?
Ooh.
Would you rather find a dead person under your bed or a living one?
Oh, goodness. I would think if it was a dead person, I think I'd probably smell him. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's creepy both ways. Beat him up.
All right. Well, look. Hey, look. There's a crazy person. He's alive. He's somehow he's figured out how to make it into your bedroom. He is alive and he's under the bed. You found him. Now, what is next after that? It's not just going to be like, hey, buddy, you need to walk out the front door and you need to leave my bedroom. I don't think that's how it's going to go down if that guy is alive under your bed. I think there's an ulterior motive. He's not there for comfort. Right.
No, but I would be compelled that, on the dead person side, I'd really be compelled that, call authorities, and then I'd have to explain a whole bunch of crap that I had no idea what the F was going on. So I'd be like, oh, well, now I'm all effed. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
plus with the dead person,
that's a good point.
It's the worst of both scenarios.
How so?
Right?
Well, because somebody broke in and put that body under the bed.
Well, maybe he crawled into there and had a heart attack.
That's the thing. It could have been the same living person, but he ended up dying.
I'd rather have the living person.
Really?
I just think by the time you could get out underneath your bed.
Yeah.
Without cussing. You jump down underneath the bed, and I'm underneath there, and you don't know me.
Okay.
What do you say to me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Really?
What if I go, hey, man, what's up? Good morning.
I don't know if I should say this because I don't know how legal it is, but I probably would be so startled I would hop up and grab something.
Okay.
I think the cops overlook the fact if you call
what
them,
if I'm calm? Like, hey,
it doesn't matter.
Good morning.
I think I'm still going to grab that same thing and be like, get the F out of my home.
I think I have to make some physical contact with them.
Physical contact, but I'm still in the middle underneath the bed.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm moving to bed and grabbing either like a lamp or something or an iron, but like I'm going to hit you, and then I'm going to call the cops. And I think the cops will forgive my physical reaction to your ass. But I would not ask you to leave because I don't know if you're coming back, and then the creep factor's on.
But what if I start being normal? In other words, you look down there and I'm under there, and I say, hey, man, good morning. Is coffee on?
No, you're getting back.
Well, there's nothing normal when you've broken into my home and you're hiding underneath the bed.
You're definitely getting crushed. But I'm not crushing you because you're there. I'm crushing you so that when I call authorities, I know that you are now in their, under their care.
I see.
So you don't break back in and out of fire. The dead body, Ted's right. Because initially I was thinking the dead body. Because somehow that's less creepy to me. But also, who broke in and put a dead body
why
under
is
my
there a
bed?
dead body?
Why is it under my bed?
At least I could fathom that Miles has broken in and is asking me for coffee.
But I can answer questions for you. So as a person underneath the bed, I'm alive, right?
Sure.
Now, if you're dead, you don't know. You're freaked out. You don't know what is going on. With me, there is somewhat of a line of communication if I'm alive.
That's why we're picking the live person.
Okay. But I don't think that the person who's hiding under your bed, they're just going to carry on the normal conversation of, I just broke in to be weird. And whatever answer you get is going to be as weird as them being.
If there is a dead body underneath my bed, number one, I might try to shake them awake thinking that they're asleep.
But that would be my first assumption.
But if they're not, okay, I mean, I don't have fingerprints on this body. I can call the police. I can call a coroner, and I can say, you're not going to believe this. There was a smell. There's a dead body underneath my bed. I have no idea how the trauma happened, how the guy got there. I don't know who he is. I tried to wake him. That's all I know. But with a live guy, he's like, yeah, it's cold outside last night, so you guys had your front door open. I just figured, you know what?
But no, I didn't. I did not have my front door open. Do not tell me how I like.
Maybe your kids took the dog out late at night. They didn't lock the dog when they don't lock the door and they walk back in.
Of course, somebody here says Thrill woke up with a guy in his closet, so under the bed isn't too far of a question. You know,
that guy didn't go to sleep.
If they're hogtying under my bed, I feel better.
The thing is, and here's the entire difference in this. If my buddy Leon had not spent the night at my place, right, because we all crashed after the party, I would not know why he's in my closet. Leon's the guy, because I went over to Leon and said, dude, there's a guy hogtied with pepperoni between his toes in my closet. And Leon's the guy that went, oh, dude, that's right. You don't remember. And it's like, I don't. I'm completely blacked out on this. And he explained it. Had he not been there, I don't know how things would have shaken out.
Okay. A poll asked people, would you rather find a dead person under your bed or a living one? What would be worse? All right. So it was almost deadlocked. 49% said a person who's alive would be worse, and 51% saying a person who's dead would be worse. The assumption is that the living person is someone also that you do not know, someone you know playing a prank. Someone said they'd rather the person be alive so they could choose to kill them if they wanted to. But are you sure you could do it quick enough? Or even get out of your house if necessary? Someone else said a dead person may be more gross than scary until you consider that an alive person had to put the dead person there, and they may still hanging around your house.
That is the weirdest part of that is that, like, who put a dead person under my bed and what is the message they're sending? Mm-hmm. It's like the horse's head in the bed in Godfather.
Right.
But it's understood what's going on in that situation.
That actually just happened again in Italy.
Right. But the thing, based on what that guy's job was, you go, look, man, I can't say who did it, but you could probably narrow it down to one of four groups of people.
If you find a horse, a head in your bed, you know what you've done. Right. I'm sorry, that's not a random one where you walk in and go, holy cow, look at that. A horse's head in my bed. You know exactly who you owe money to.
Or whatever the case
exactly whose wife you were cheating. Whatever the deal is. Yeah. This is not going to be a hard one to finger. You know, like you're going to know exactly what you've done and how you need to try to fix this problem.
Right. That's not creepy. That's scary. Where a dead body under the bed, one, you had to find. Like the horse's head, they want to make it clear, we've left you a message. The person who puts a dead body under your bed, like, how long were you giving me to find this? And why is it here?
Yeah. Speaking of mafia, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the other thing with the horse head is like, you've had recent contact with the mafia.
Yeah. They've given you a warning about something. You did not heed that warning, and now there's a horse's head in your bed.
Right. Did you guys, I believe the story was out of Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken, and this is true. It was either a street cleaner or it was a garbage truck. It was a large city vehicle.
All right.
An elderly gentleman either stepped out in front or got caught in one or whatever the deal was, and it decapitated him.
Oh.
And his head rolled down the street.
Oh, man.
Now, it turns out this guy was like the head, or used to be, the kingpin in that area as far as the mob goes. So the guy is actually, he was like 70-some years old, 80-some years old. Like, he ran the show in that area for all those years. Either stepped out in front of this thing accidentally, bent over, fell down, whatever the hell the deal was.
But do you think it's an accident at that point?
Of course it was. But his head rolled down the street.
But he was decapitated?
That is correct. See, I'd almost rather find a horse's head in my bed than know that I was responsible for ripping the human head off of someone, even accidentally, with my vehicle.
Well, you already accidentally did that, and then you find out who that guy is. Like,
you'd end up with a horse's head in your bed. That's what I think.
That'd be fine. I'd be worried they're going to kill me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
More of the random Would You Rather question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the lifestyle content you're keeping up with. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
Still struggling with breakouts after trying everything? Then you haven't tried Proactive, America's #1 clear skin routine. Proactive kills acne-causing bacteria at the source for clearer skin now and less breakouts later. Subscribe today and get a free gift. Only at Proactive.com.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want the same expert advice you get from the pros in the store while shopping online at DiscountTire.com? Meet Treadwell, your personal online tire guide that matches you with the perfect tire for your vehicle. Get your best match in 1 minute or less with Treadwell by Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Random Would You Rather question, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Gentlemen.
Hola. What's happening, Cheyenne?
What's up, man? Good to be with you guys.
Yeah. Quarterback took a hell of a hit there, didn't he?
Yeah, that was some dirty stuff, I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think the guy meant it intentionally, but it happened anyway. That was
the forearm's the problem, though.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he accepted his punishment and said, dude, I got no excuse for it. But
who, what I missed on the follow-through, who's the backup?
Matt Jones.
Oh, God.
Okay. Matt Jones. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, Cheyenne, here
Matt
you go.
Jones that played for the Giants? Patriots?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh? Okay.
Well, it can't get worse, right? I mean, to be fair, this season, come on.
This scenario is worse. Cheyenne, would you rather go to jail for a crime that you did not commit, or someone else go to jail for a crime that you committed? So would you rather go to jail for a crime you didn't commit, or someone else goes to jail for a crime that you committed?
Honestly, I have too much of a conscience. Like, So I guess I'd rather go to jail for something I did.
I agree. All right. Okay. Well, obviously, but with this, in this
But
case,
let's say-
you're going to jail for something you did not do.
Right.
Or someone's going to jail for something that you did.
But it can't, well, he says he has a
I would
conscience.
rather go to jail for something I did not do because at least I'm taking the consequences and not someone else, is what I meant to say.
Wait, you'd rather go to jail for a crime you did not commit
than someone else go.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, but say the crime is murder or manslaughter, where, I mean, you're looking at 50 years, right? Something like that. If it's 2 years, I'll take the jail time, I guess. I'll be pissed, but I'll take it, right? But if it's something serious like homicide, like, sounds terrible. I'd rather someone else go to jail. 50 years.
And I can see where Cheyenne's tracking on this one because I feel the same way. Like
He's a good human being, yeah.
Right. I would feel better knowing that nobody's paying for my mistakes, my screw-ups, versus...
But you're paying for someone else's.
Right.
You know what would be great in this scenario, Cheyenne, is that you committed the crime and Mike is serving the time for you.
Right.
That's
I mean, I get where you guys are coming from. I don't think we have a realization of how rough and terrible prison is.
Absolutely.
This is prison.
Ted watches the shows.
Yeah, I'm just like, sorry. I feel bad for that dude, but yeah, like I'm not taking the rap for something. Thrill's right. What if it's manslaughter? I'm getting 8 to 10.
Hey, look, there's a bodyguard walking around right now who said that at the time he had audio proof that O.J. Simpson admitted to killing Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, right? But O.J. also dropped in that, if this is true, if this audio exists and what this guy is saying is true, he had an accomplice that helped him do this. So there's obviously someone walking around that was a part of that potentially could be still alive.
I believe that. Look, somebody shot Tupac, somebody shot Biggie, and like they have not turned themselves in. Other people have gone to jail for lesser things associated with it, but you don't see them go, man, I really feel bad that these guys are going down for it because what you said, it's homicide, and I'm looking at 50 years to life. Like, yeah.
I've seen Shawshank Redemption. Nobody's guilty in there anyhow.
That's fact.
Yeah, that's true. When you get in there,
but I also feel like on some level, they're going to find out I'm innocent. Like
if it becomes a true crime podcast, maybe.
Yeah, no kidding. But in this scenario, am I serving the full sentence for the person that did the crime?
Let's assume that you are. And you can write your letters to the governor and to the lawyers that go out.
Look, I'll feel terrible that whatever crime I did, that other dude's in there. But Mike, you got to think about your wife's gone, right? Family's probably going to disown you. You got to be a racist.
Most
now.
people think
you
that
got to click up with the Aryan Brotherhood. You're not a racist. I don't want to be a giant racist.
Right. I'm glad I'm taking the fall for you, Ted. I'm glad that I could take the bullet that you're not man.
Also, everybody thinks you're guilty, whether you are or you're not.
That's what I'm saying.
The perception is you did this because you're in jail for it.
These are tough would you rathers.
So when you get out, your life's not going to be easy either. Because you've got a record based on the fact of whatever it is that they believe you did.
I mean, like I said, for me, it comes down to how long is the sentence, right? Like I said, 2 years.
That's a fair point.
Pissed. But and look, prison's still going to be rough, but it's 2 years, right? And therefore, more than likely, whatever the crime was, if it's 5 or less, it's not maximum security, right? You're not in there with the worst of the worst. You're just in there with bad. Mm-hmm. But if something they did is truly atrocious, the prison they send you to is a lot different.
Yep.
You know, if I get busted doing what Martha Stewart was doing and I get to stay at a fenceless jail that has a pool, like, yeah, dude, I will serve your time. Martha Stewart's the one that did insider trading. I got 2.5 years here. Cool. If it's Jeffrey Epstein, like, I'm not going to jail for this. You know what I mean? Because like you said, I don't even want the association with me.
Plus, I'm just thinking about terrible prisons.
Now, look, man, I'm right there with you. Maybe we're horrible people, but like, I don't want to be there, man.
Well, I'm also worried once I get in there and I clicked up with the AB.
Just don't get the tattoo.
I got to get a tat, and then what happens? They're going to ask me to carry out a crime. Now I'm getting charges on charges.
You know, that's a good point.
I'm an innocent man doing life now.
Because I actually did kill someone, but I had to do that for them not to kill me in prison.
We wanted to play basketball.
Okay. They're not to kill a man.
Kill a man
with a sharpened chicken bone. Hello, Danny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Danny, welcome to the program. And the random Would You Rather question, we're going to go to the dog well. This is going to be a tough one, I believe. Okay?
All right.
Would you rather have to sniff butts like dogs do when they meet someone, every time you meet someone, or eat dog food every night for dinner. So every single person you meet, even if you've known them for years, you walk up to your mom, first thing you do, you got to smell her butt.
Right.
All right?
Happy holidays.
I mean, no matter what, you walk into a bar, meet somebody, you got to smell their butt. All right?
I'm sniffing butts.
Or you eat dog food every night for dinner.
I'm sniffing butts.
You are sniffing the butts?
But
Yeah,
just
dog
dinner.
food?
Just
No,
dinner.
yeah.
Look, I am married. I'm also a boxer or MMA. We're at a bar, and you're going to walk up and sniff my wife's butt?
Right.
Am I understanding this correctly? I got cauliflower ears that don't even look like I can hear.
It's a strong point, Miles. I didn't really think about that.
But first you're gonna sniff mine, and then you're gonna go. Well,
even the bouncer.
Who is this
Here's
guy?
a 300-pound, 6'6" dude who's already in a bad mood because he had to throw some drunk chick that wouldn't shut the F up. And when you go to show your ID, you also sniff his ass. I feel like everything ends poorly. Or I could just be sad and eat dog food.
You're not going to have any
alone.
good interactions.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably would be weird, but
that would not probably be weird.
Look, I'm sure you could find a dog food that is more tolerable.
What's the one that they do the commercial now?
where they
Fresh
do,
Pet
it's
or
got like rice in there and
all that crap.
carrots and stuff.
I'm taking dog food for dinner, man.
I think I'm going to have to eat dog food. Make it into patties.
Like I said, I will
fry it
eat
up.
alone every night. Just be like, look, is this something I do? Because I'm not trying to share that with people, but I can't imagine sniffing the ass of every person I come into contact to.
Yeah. And I feel like you could BS your way out of explaining it, too. Like, actually, if you look at the ingredients, it's all natural. It's actually very good for you.
Yeah, and it probably is.
And somebody here says, I'm sniffing ass. Really? I mean, think about it. If you go for a job interview.
You go to the doctor.
Your potential boss walks out to shake your hand. You sniff it. You're not getting the job. No. You know?
What if you run into a buddy at the gym?
Well, you can just sniff the seat, maybe. I don't know. They sniff
I'm
the
just
bench.
saying, like, I have some friends that are just butt sweaters.
Oh,
right, like
that would be
good
a great.
to see you, dude.
That would be a great Impractical Jokers. You're acting like you work at a fitness center, but every time somebody gets off a machine, you go over and smell the seat,
or at least act like.
Dude, they kind of did that. There was one where, who was it, Mike? He had to basically. He didn't have a kid.
All right.
But he had to go to like a parent's like
that was Joe.
Wine and like you could have a couple glasses of wine and the kids are all in like an indoor soccer thing.
Yeah.
With all these different toys. And he had to go around and sniff them till he found the person or baby that had a dirty diaper. But you can imagine some of the other
but
parents.
the parents don't know
after
that that's
a
what
while, right, are like what are you doing? It was.
Oh, man. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Justin, welcome to the program, the random Would You Rather question. All right. Let's see. What do we got for you? Okay, let's go with this one. Would you rather your parents arrange your marriage or hypothetically marry your most recent ex?
I'm taking arrangement. I let my parents do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's like the lesser of two evils there.
And I feel like my mom would think there's chicks I get that I can't.
That's one of the nice things, right? Because
but they've got to agree. So she's going to arrange this thing.
Sure.
She's going to have to find the one that says, yes, I will do that.
Sure.
It's kind of like when your grandma says, "Oh, they're gonna have to beat all those ladies off you." It's like, okay, cool. Where are they at?
Where are these ladies that one must beat off with a golf club?
Right. Well, okay. How long ago was your most recent ex?
Let's see here. I've been married for almost 10 years, so about 11 years ago.
Okay. And what was the reason for the breakup, if you don't mind me asking?
Hell, I can't even remember that.
All right, so it wasn't traumatic. It wasn't anything.
I probably did something stupid.
All right, it wasn't like you came home and she was there with 5 guys.
But a lot of times it doesn't have to be how it ended that's the memory. It's how bad it was the time you were together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They were a psychopath for 2 years and you kind of go like, I can't do that again. You know, if it's just some big blow up and you're like, I'm done with you, I can live with that. That's an argument. You know what I mean? But
I don't think I want my mom to control anything when it comes to relationships. I am not good at it. I know she's not good at it. We're both 0 for 2.
So what are you taking? You're going to remarry your wife?
Well,
your
I also have to think about where my mother lives.
This is a lose-lose scenario.
Look, man, I'm telling you what, man. it's a small pond with a carp in it. There's no fish in there. So where she is in life, I don't think that she would be the right person to be able to find anybody, especially given my age, all those different things. God, I might have to go back with the ex.
Really?
I might be with you there, Miles. Like, thinking on it, who my dad would choose for me, yes, he would have the best intentions in mind. I wouldn't be happy.
Where do you think he would go wrong in picking someone for you? Because my mother knows me well enough. My dad wouldn't care. He'd be like, any broad will do. And he'd be done with it and go back to TV. My mother, she'd be discerning, but she would know what boxes to check. She'd be like, look, she's hot, she's intelligent, she's funny, and she doesn't mind BS, because that's what you're full of.
Because my dad he doesn't do a very good job of putting his mind inside of yours. He just does a great job of deciding that his mindset is kind of the way that everybody should go. And so he would pick somebody that he would choose, and they'd be a very nice person.
Yes, they would, but they would, like in my mom's case, okay, she goes to church.
Sure.
So that's it. I would be in church every Sunday with somebody because of who she would pick for me.
Or you could watch football alone.
He would have to hear that nagging every Sunday.
I have no problem with religion, and I respect people who go to church, go to synagogue, whatever they do. Sunday morning is my time, man. I'm so sorry. That would be a deal breaker, no matter what. Like, if I was Catholic and go to early service, it's only a half an hour. The dude,
because they want to watch football too.
Church is what they used to call it.
Sure.
Yeah, seriously, it's just a bunch of guys in there. But if you're not Catholic, you really don't have that window,
right? Yeah, I'm thinking.
Well, the early morning too, man. When I was an altar boy, you remember it was 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., but that was the quickest service.
It's a half hour.
Yeah, there's no singing.
Really?
You get to that 10:30 mass. Anytime you get after 10 to 11 mass, they got a choir.
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody playing the damn
organ.
The organ. Like, it takes a lot.
And the problem with Catholics, man, it's like there's a lot of music and none of it's good. If you go to like a Southern Baptist church, they're like, put your hands in we're having fun.
The Catholic guy that used to do where my stepfather, he was raised Catholic, he would basically, all the men in the family would go to early church. For one reason only. They wanted to start drinking beer, go change the oil or whatever they had to do before they started watching Steeler football. And Steeler football was the thing. And sometimes a guy would get up there, like Ted would say, and say, like, all right, guys, big one today for the Steelers. I'll be here, but we're going to cut this one a little bit short for you today so you can get your stuff done and be able to watch a little football. And literally would be a summarized version of what he's going to do later for the full hour, but he just condensed that thing like a cliff note.
Yeah.
Get you the hell out of
the two greatest Catholic masses I've ever been to. One was in Cape Cod, where I'm not kidding you, because everybody on Cape Cod wears the same thing. Khakis and a golf shirt.
Right.
Unless it's the summer. Then you wear khaki shorts and a golf shirt. He'd even have the garb on. And he started with, it's a really nice Sunday. I know we all want to get to the beach. I'll keep it quick. Get 25 minutes. And then at DeMatha with the basketball team, when we were on the road, like sometimes you'd be on the road on a Sunday, so you got to have mass. But we'd have Father Damien with us, and you would sit in a hotel room, and maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like someone here on the text line says, marrying an ex is like taking a dump and then trying to shove it back in. Like you've gotten rid of this.
In the corporate world, they say the toothpaste is already out of the tube.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if there's ever been a study on people that go to church.
Right.
Is there during football season? Like on the East Coast, the first kickoff's 1
o'clock. So you get a lot more time.
You don't have an excuse. Whereas I feel like out here, I'd be like, honey, the game kicks off at 10.
But you've already started to watch some before you even left.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is, you could do, even if the supposed super religious woman you've married demands you go to church with her, on the East Coast, you go, all right, cool, I will sit through the hour and a half mass because it's done by noon or 12:30. I can still get home for kickoff. West Coast, it's like, hey, man, time's ticking. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 o'clock. And no offense, I kind of enjoyed the pregame, too. So really, I'd like to be there at 9. And also, if I go to NFL Network, they're firing up around 8:30.
I will say, hang on, I will say this. My dad, right, even though I don't think he was even drinking beer anymore, but he loved watching the Commanders football.
Yeah.
So, like, if he had to take me to that late mass because he didn't get up in time, I don't think we'd even make it to communion. We would purposely get there, say hello to people, and then we'd leave. But he was
Irish
smart.
exit.
Yeah, but he was smart enough to know that we still had to be outside the time frame.
Right.
So we would go to like a restaurant and just order food to go, wait it out, and they go home.
Smart move. What if they said, look, okay, here's the deal. There's 17 weeks and plus playoffs, so we're talking about 20 weeks.
Yeah.
20 weeks, I'm not going to church. Would you take the deal if you had to go to church 20 times during the year so that you could be home 20 times to watch your football? In other words, look, it's December. You get 4 in. I mean, you're still going to have to get, 16 more Sundays in.
I mean,
I would take that deal. If she's really religious and I'm like I love her, I'd take that deal. But I'll tell you what, those Sundays where I don't, we're gonna get after it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't mind church. I would go.
Sure,
it's fine.
But your bye week would still be your favorite day to go.
Right. So that's
the one.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. This would be the time of the year to pick to go to church if it wasn't for football season.
Right.
It's dark. You can't really go outside and do anything. This would be the ideal time, but you can't do that because you got to take all the NFL Sundays.
Yeah, but the flip side of that too is you got to remember, man, that you're rolling up on Christmas season. This is a really big freaking deal in the Catholic Church. So these masses get a little long. It's not like just Christmas Eve do we go on about this, but I mean, as of like Thanksgiving, man, like we have more to say. We have more to talk about. This is an important time to remember because remember what Christmas is about. And now I'm thinking football's on.
Well, the only time that is really that inconvenient when it comes to football is when the Seahawks have that rare 10 a.m. game. For the most part, 1 o'clock, 1:30, like you're already.
You could get home.
Okay.
You could get home.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Especially if there's like a Monday or a Thursday night, Sunday night, like, okay, we can.
I would, yeah, the Monday and Thursday night games would
Like,
be
you really hope they
in
get the
bye
Jets,
week.
to where they're just gifting you every primetime game.
Yeah, but here's the other problem, too. I've made the mistake this season of going, do I even need to watch the Ravens play the Browns? I did because we lost. Do I need to watch the Ravens play the Raiders? Like, those are the two so far. Robert said, babe, let's just go to church. And then I come home and I blaspheme when I see the score. Because I cannot believe
I don't want
that this is happening.
I don't want
right?
to put on clothes on Sunday if it's not necessary to meet my friends out someplace to watch a game.
Nonsense.
I will be in the sweats. I will be in a T-shirt. It's Sunday.
Get that coffee in you, man. Get to see your friends.
Nah, that's my day.
Socialize a little bit.
I can do whatever I want.
Say hi to the big man upstairs.
I text trust me, he hears from me a lot on Sunday. And if there's a day of the week that I am communing with God, trust me, it is every Sunday he has heard my prayers, he has heard my curses. The whole thing, man.
I mean, you're not wrong. There's some Sunday, especially like last Sunday. It had been a long 3 days vacation. Your boy was hurting.
Yeah.
But I had to set an alarm because I was like, I got to get some stuff from the grocery store, but it's a 10 a.m. gig. So you're right. Dragged my ass out of bed at like 8:39.
Oh, you're that guy at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm that guy at the grocery store,
up.
too.
Yeah, I'm just like, I got to get some snacks.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me ask you this. The guy in the text line says, look, some churches, they have the Saturday night service.
Boom.
Yeah.
Would you just do
Also
the
the Sunday night service.
Yeah, but Saturday night
but
she wants to
Sunday
go.
night football.
Saturday night she wants to go out to dinner. Trust me. If
I will
you're
think that
married-
gets put off because we're going to Sunday night.
Maybe
mass.
I'd love to take you to
No.
dinner, but we're going to Saturday night mass.
Yeah.
It's your idea.
I mean, when we first moved here, I was still pretty Catholic. I used to go to Saturday night mass across the street at St. James.
Hell yeah.
Then I'd go out and have fun.
Yeah. Meet you at Vito's.
Now, someone here says, I am Catholic, and we went to church on Saturday nights.
There you
that
go.
tells me football fans.
More of the random Would You Rather question coming up 206-803-ROCK.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors, how many guests, Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Fog is making it cold out there. Don't forget about the kids at this time of the year. Coats for Kids is going on now as we've teamed up with the Washington State Council of Firefighters. Operation Warm is now underway at KISW.com. 2,500 kids with brand new coats. That is our goal. We need your help to get there. $20 puts an American-made coat on a child in need here in the Pacific Northwest. Based on the fact there's 300,000 kids who live in poverty in Washington, that is a small number, but it still makes a difference.
It makes a difference, but it almost makes me feel bad. But if you think about that number, yeah. So anything we can do to help.
That's the goal. If we get over it, of course, that's where the money's going.
I think I'm going to actually take several of the winter coats for my son and just give them away because he does not get cold and he will not wear them. Yesterday morning, right, my daughter forgot lunch at home. So he came back home to grab her lunch. It's like 8:15, something like. It was freezing out. He had taken a shower. He came over, gave me a hug, and I realized, your hair is still wet. You're wearing a hoodie. And I'm like, dude, do you want a bigger jacket? He's like, I don't. I don't get cold. I'm like, why do we buy these? Why do we buy? We bought him all this ski crap last year because he loves to ski, which is great. It sucks because he keeps growing, of course, and that stuff is not cheap. But by the time he got home, he's like, I took my jacket off like an hour in. And to ski down my hoodie. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Donate what you can now. Please help us out at KISW.com.
Random.
Hello, Tom. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Tom, welcome to the program and the random would you rather question. Okay. Tom, would you rather be driven around by a 12-year-old or drive yourself around with a snake in your car that is venomous?
The 12-year-old.
You're going to take the 12-year-old?
Yes.
How long are we driving?
Like the lesser of the two evils.
What is the distance we're driving? If you
we'll say for a week. Anywhere you need to go, you got a 12-year-old driving you. Or for 1 week, you have a venomous snake somewhere on the inside of your car.
Just somewhere.
That's right. Is he like taking me to work every week?
He's doing wherever you're going. So whatever your normal routine is, if you drive there, now a 12-year-old is behind the wheel.
Is he driving my car or his own?
He's driving your car.
He's driving your car.
How far do you have to drive to work?
It's about 30 miles round trip.
Okay. But he could also drive you to dinner if you want to get some drinks, if you have the confidence level, even though that's still illegal.
Well, if he's driving my car, then I'll take the snake.
Really?
What kind of car do you have?
I drive a manual transmission, and I'm not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're screwed. That kind of sucks for you.
What the hell do you have, man? A Volkswagen? What do you got?
Toyota Tacoma.
I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. With the manual transmission, you might be better off with the snake.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made those.
I don't know, because, but think about your rationale here, all right? So, if for an automatic, I'm picking a kid, and then I understand your theory, hey, man, it's a manual, he's going to jack my car up. I would be more comfortable knowing my car is going to get jacked up, and I'm going to have to spend the money, obviously, because it's a 12-year-old doing a manual. I'm sure he'll get better, but it won't be good at the end of a week.
Well, he's going to learn along the way, you hope,
right? So, but my fear is not that we're going to die, because I don't even think he's going to drive it well enough where anyone's going to, you're going to lurch 10 feet forward, come to a stop, lurch 10 feet forward. And when people recognize that that's what's happening, like I said, your truck's getting destroyed, but I'm not worried about dying, all right? The automatic, I'm worried about dying because all he's got to do is hit the gas up. But with the snake, with the like now I'm either running the risk of dying or just having a huge auto repair bill. So I'm taking the auto repair bill if it's a manual.
All right. I know what your answer is.
Yeah, I'm taking the 12-year-old either way.
Yeah. Okay. The reason we asked, would you rather be driven around by a 12-year-old or drive yourself with a snake in your car? Aussie police received a strange phone call over the weekend from a motorist on the Monash Freeway, that's outside of Melbourne, detailing a barefoot woman frantically trying to flag down other cars. Now, when officers arrived, the woman's actions became clear. She had discovered a highly venomous snake in her car while driving. The woman explained that she'd been traveling at about 50 miles an hour on the interstate when she felt something on her foot and looked down to find a deadly tiger snake slithering up her leg, according to the incident report. Remarkably, she was able to fend the snake off of her and weave through traffic before pulling over and leaping out of her car to safety. The woman appeared to be in a state of shock when they arrived, though apparently she had not been bitten. A man from the Melbourne Snake Control was called in to retrieve said snake, which he then released into the bushes well away from homes, people, and pets. Now, at the time that this happened, the woman, believe it or not, was playing a Barry White CD, which she said either calmed her down or maybe calmed the roaming reptile down a little bit.
Oh, don't let that snake on your leg.
Normally, they say when snakes are in cars, they find a really nice little hidey hole, and they can stay in there for days and not come out.
Hidey hole?
That's what they say in Australia.
Okay.
But we were lucky the snake moved along to the back of the car when we tried to take it out. Woman did seem fine, though she was taken to a local hospital to get checked out, and so ended one of the more bizarre welfare checks that you'll hear about, according to police. That's the snake in the car story.
All right.
Now we stay here locally. A 12-year-old boy from Washington State is in custody after authorities say he stole his grandfather's car and drove over a mountain range. We know that one. He logged 160 miles before he was finally caught. USA Today reports that the unidentified youngster was nabbed the day before Thanksgiving in Grant County after the sheriff's office was notified by police in Issaquah that the boy had taken off in Grandpa's Volkswagen hatchback. He has some connection to Moses Lake. It was believed he might be driving to Grant County. When sheriff deputies tracked down the vehicle on Wednesday morning, it was parked along the side of a road in a residential area. They say the boy then took off in the car, leading the deputies on a short pursuit that was safely ended after one deputy performed a pit maneuver on the 12-year-old.
Oh, God.
The sheriff's office says there were no injuries. The vehicle's damages were minimal, but the boy drove a grand total of 161 miles before he was stopped. The USA Today, they estimated the boy's trip took about 2.5 hours. Also, when he crossed...
2.5 hours. He's driving like 75 miles an hour.
That is correct. And when you think about the congested pre-Thanksgiving traffic that he was driving through, and also the snow that he drove over on top of Snoqualmie Pass, for a 12-year-old to take the vehicle and take it that far, we're happy we were able to stop him before he hurt himself or hurt someone else. The boy, meanwhile, is currently being held at the Chelan County Juvenile Justice Center on suspicion of possession of a stolen vehicle and felony eluding.
Well, to be fair, the kid apparently is a somewhat good driver.
I feel like I can teach a 12-year-old how to drive an automatic vehicle.
Yeah, I feel like back in the day, my old man was driving a car at 12 years old.
Yeah, back in the day, that definitely seemed to be the thing.
And after you get up and over the pass, which a challenge this time of year, no doubt, but after you get past there, it's all straight roads.
I'm good.
It was snow covered at the time. Yeah. He was not chained up. He was in a front wheel drive vehicle. So those are the advantages, I guess.
That kid drives better than a lot of adults. Then somebody here says my wife's coworker got hit by a young kid. He thought the car would be like his racing games. And then another guy checks in, and I agree with his perspective on this. He says, "I'm a truck driver. This question sucks." You got a big rig with a 12-year-old behind it or a snake.
I feel like the snake isn't exactly sitting in your car hostile. Granted, it's not going to really like that you're in there with it, but at the same time, it's not out for blood, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm not even worried about the snake biting me, though. Like, if it's, like she said, it slithered up her leg.
Right.
That's probably pass out or just like...
Right, because you have a healthy fear of snakes.
You also don't know how much time you have. You don't know how much time you have.
Correct.
So as far as the antivenom, which is ridiculously expensive in this country.
In this country.
Not in Australia, but it is here. the bill when you are done, after you've already had fangs embedded in your calf, is going to be astronomical, and there's no way of knowing if you're actually going to make it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ted's point is that it doesn't matter if it bites or not. Probably isn't going to bite. That thing's doggone freaky sitting there in your car.
Well, to me, it'd be like finding a tarantula. Even if it bites me, it's not venomous in a way that's going to hurt me, but we're swerving off the road, and I'm freaking.
Well, how old is your
out.
son?
12.
Right.
You know what?
I've sat out there with him years ago. He's a very coachable kid, this and that. I just feel like he plays sports. I'm just like, I think I could teach, like, after like a day, he'd have it down.
Now that I'm thinking about it in that perspective, I would, honest to God, trust him to drive the car. If you get 2 minutes to give him a tutorial, right? We'll even give you that. Like, look, here are the basics, because he's a very cautious kid, and even at the age of 12, he already seems to understand mortality. Right? Someone say, hey, man, you want to do this thing at the amusement park? He's like, no, I don't want to do that. No, let my sister do it, because she doesn't care.
You got to take him like to the Linwood Skating Bowl, where there's a bar there, but he can occupy his time.
Sure.
You can have a couple drinks, and he'll drive you home.
Someone else, they say,
I like you're already using them just to get you to and from the bar.
Oh, yes, my first thought, man, you know.
I mean,
because the bar's close.
Right.
Someone there says, I grew up in the sticks. When I was 13, my dad would let me drive the car to the store a few miles away. It was a manual transmission.
Random,
All right.
random.
Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Brock, welcome to the program and the random Would You Rather question. Let's go with this one. Okay. Brock, would you rather have to come face to face and maybe fight a polar bear?
God.
Or fight and deal with a pack of wolves? One polar bear. Or just deal with a pack of wolves?
That's a tough one.
Yes, it
I
is.
want to say, hey, Thrill, for your son skiing, try to play it against sports every year.
Wait, say that again?
Play it against sports.
Play it against sports to get every year to do what for skiing.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad call, man.
That's a good place to get placed. Yeah, it's cheaper and yeah, they got some good stuff there. So.
You know what? I knew that place existed, but thank you for putting it back in my brain, because Homeboy is not cheap.
And I also have his T-shirt. I'm going to send it to you tomorrow.
Oh, right on, man. Cool. He'll be very, very happy with that.
Okay.
I like dogs, so I'm going to go with the dog. I don't know that I could handle a polar bear. I feel like I could take on some dogs.
These are not dogs. These are wolves.
I know.
And not coyotes.
Right. I mean, even dogs don't take on wolves, at least not for long. And it's a pack of them, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. Maybe I think I'm going to change my... Yeah, I'm going to go polar bear.
There is no good answer on this. This is just my thought. I feel like Mike and I were talking about this one earlier, and I really don't know, all right? But one thing with the pack of wolves, I know they're probably behind me as well. Even though I put my back up against the tree, they're going to be on the other side of the tree and facing me down.
Well, the polar bear's not going to give up either.
Right. The polar bear is not going to give up. But my point was, I think my assumption is that I'm going to die in either scenario. So I was like, which one would be quicker? I think it would be the polar bear. I
feel like the polar bear, though, is like the easiest. You don't have to get two eyes. If you can get those two eyes out, then you can run away.
Okay, but again, here's the thing about it. They can get up to 1,700 pounds and can stand up to 10 feet tall.
Also, they eat their prey alive.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
The polar bear or the wolves?
The polar bear.
I'm taking the wolves then.
I was going to go polar bear, but then I just, for the hell of it, Googled it. Who wins, polar bear or the wolf? Assuming it's an adult bear, the bear would win overwhelmingly. Oh, yeah. 10 wolves would not be able to take down one polar bear.
Really?
Yeah, I guess they've been
thick, dude.
They've been known, I guess, to try to attack a grizzly.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So, Miles, what's in your bag for this one?
For the polar bear.
That text literally came in. What's in Miles' fanny pack to take on the polar bear or the wolves?
Okay. Let me think about that. Okay. So,
Coca-Cola.
With a wolf.
Ooh, damn. Ted nailed it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Here's Coke.
With a wolf, I would have a bunch of dog treats. Okay.
But do you think wolves
like a
are
pistol stick?
into dog treats? You know, I feel like dog treats are always kind of cute. They're kind of fun and all this, and your dog likes it because your dog's an idiot. And then you have a wolf who's like, I don't play that. Just because it's shaped like a bone, this does not appeal to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you could do that, I'd play fetch with the wolf.
I might have a Klondike bar for the bear. I don't know.
I think the Coca-Cola is the way to go.
Or
toilet paper.
What are wolves used in commercials?
I'll take a Klondike bar over a Coke.
Wolves are used in commercials to show you what your dog used to be like and why they want to eat that dog food.
That's kind of my take on the whole thing is that, look, we've tamed these things at one point, and they're more my size, so I've got a better chance. I'm still probably going to die.
But it's a pack.
Sure. Well, how much is a pack?
I'd say 5 or more.
5 or 6.
We're going to say 5 or 6 wolves. Okay. Man, I'm going straight for the eyes. Like you said, doing my best. I'm probably still going to die, but I have a better chance of survival with a pack of wolves versus that polar bear.
Okay.
That polar bear is a 0 out of 10.
I'm with Mike on this one. More 99.8% I'm going to die, but maybe
that's
just
an awfully high
for a hot second, just like, come here, buddy.
What if you stuck? What if you stuck
this.
your finger where the sun doesn't shine? Or in the case that they were,
I think it would look at you and go, yeah.
But you got to do it to the alpha male. That way you take over the pack.
No, I'm talking about the polar bear. You got you got your hands on the nads, right? And you just contort them.
I don't think they just hang
if
there.
If it's a male, you can still kick them in the jimmy. You still got a shot. I mean, if they're on top of you, you still got one shot to get the jimmy.
I don't know that you get a good shot on them, though, man.
Snatch the life out of you that
And the
fast,
other thing is, once you're down, I'm assuming, I don't know how wolves play this game, but I feel like once you're down, his buddies jump in.
Well, they're definitely not dangling because it's cold. Right? It's a polar bear.
That is a good
Also,
point.
polar bears. Like, I saw this special where these guys were out in Alaska or something, and they're camping, and they don't realize, like, they had seen one polar bear. They don't realize how many are around them. And then each night, the polar bears wait, and then are just grabbing people with their teeth by their skulls and dragging them out of the tents just far enough away to hear their screams while they eat them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, you're going to have that experience on safari for sure. You know what? The fact that you said polar bears eat their victims alive, I'm going with the wolves. Because I believe the wolves want you to stop fighting before they eat you, which makes a lot of sense, I guess. But
but your screams of terror excite them.
It's okay if they're just going to kill me. The idea of being eaten alive by something that large is just, that to me is worse than anything else, right? I mean, that's the thing with sharks. Right?
Sure,
People,
they'll just take a chunk and then swim away.
They take a chunk and swim away, but if it decides to take you out, you know what I mean? Like, you're still alive when it doesn't. They don't seem to go after you once you're dead. So I'm going to take the wolves just based on the fact that they actually want to kill me, where the polar bear very much wants to eat me.
I don't think the polar bear minds eating you alive. I don't think you're alive when the polar bear eats you.
I don't think you're alive.
I think you take one swipe from that polar bear, you're out.
It depends.
Where does it grab you? Say it grabs you by the leg.
It doesn't have the natural instinct to have a killing. In other words, where a lion or a tiger will always grab you by the back of the neck,
Sure,
and drag you away
because they're surprise attack.
Exactly. You might not be dead at that point. And a polar bear doesn't really have the mechanism other than to try to rip you apart, but it did not kill you. Right. You are alive while it's ripping you apart. Whether it's eating you, whatever it's doing, there's no, unless it hits your jugular somehow, it doesn't really have a mechanism. Unless
I would offer my Adam's apple. Like, here!
Yes.
Basically, a polar bear is the velociraptor of the natural world.
Right, that's part of the scary thing is those guys said, like, each night they would come down, take somebody out, but wouldn't. I don't know. Miles explains it better than I am, but people wouldn't be dead. You could hear them screaming as the polar bears ate them.
Watch The Revenant one time and tell me that you would pick the polar bear.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I didn't pick the polar bear.
Well, the movie The Gray is what ruined it for me until you brought up the fact that polar bears eat you alive. Like, I mean, they eat you until you're dead, but you start alive, and that's not okay with me.
Yes. The raise we asked, would you rather take on one polar bear or a pack of wolves? The story that Mike brought you yesterday. They say from the mountains of British Columbia comes a story of a hiker who's been found alive after being lost in the woods for 5 weeks. He initially went on a 10-day camping and fishing trip, and he borrowed his mother's Honda, landed at the trailhead, planned to hike in about 80 kilometers to catch Arctic grayling, which I guess exist up in the upper lakes in the mountains. He was feeling a bit listless after returning from an extended trip to Europe and felt he needed an adventure. He was supposed to go out for 10 days on this planned excursion. It lasted 50. But in the meantime, he was in a remote area in Vancouver that has quite the reputation for unpredictable weather, wolves, bears, no potable water, and no telecommunications.
Oh, I can see why he wanted to go there.
Plans went awry when he had to retreat from either one of multiple wolves. And after escaping one's unfriendly jaws, he made camp and avoid the worst of several inches of snow that then fell on top of that.
Oh, great.
That evening. He did survive. They did find him. The wolves continued to track him.
Yay.
Now we have the story of the polar bear.
By the way, is grayling that good of a fish?
I mean, I'm assuming it's like a lake trout.
Worth it.
A man who leapt onto a polar bear to protect his wife will survive his heroic move. CBS
and
News.
Got mouth hugs every day for the rest of his life.
Reports, once again, we go to Canada and the Fort Severn First Nation, a community in the far north area of Ontario near Hudson Bay. Police wrote on Facebook, the couple had left their home prior to 5 a.m. to find their dogs. And while in the driveway, a polar bear lunged and jumped on his wife. The woman slipped to the ground as her husband leapt onto the animal's back to prevent the attack. The bear then attacked the man, causing serious but non-life-threatening injuries to his arms and his legs because a neighbor arrived at the scene with a firearm and shot the bear a number of times while it was on top of the man. It still fled to a nearby wooded area, where eventually they found it as it had succumbed to its injuries.
All right, someone texted in. Do you remember the show, or do you know the show, I Was Prey? Basically, people talk about, like, they had this animal encounter and things. That
might be the show I'm referencing.
And they happened to survive. This one, it says, on the show I Was Prey, there was a couple of people that got attacked by polar bears. Apparently, they grab you straight by the head and run off with you almost every time. Might be the same show.
Yeah. No! Yeah, and the one I saw, they were like on a hunting trip and they dropped them off in the wrong spot. By the time they realize they're surrounded, I mean, it's a nightmare.
Jeez, God, man.
More of the random Would You Rather question on the way, 206-80.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the pop culture convos you're consuming. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
3 Rock.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Turn to Food Talk Slots coming up at 4:30 right after emails on our random Would You Rather question. Oh, look who it is. Lovely Taryn Daly in studio.
Guys, what is up?
Why are you here so late? Is this nap time?
No rest for the wicked, Miles.
No nap, nothing?
No nap. I got some errands done today. Had lunch with my sister. I've been addressing Christmas cards all afternoon.
Oh, my
so get
God.
excited because I'm about to address yours.
How many?
I think there's like 130.
Do you do this to yourself every year?
Yes.
I just had the same girl.
Why?
Because there are people in my life that expect it, and I was raised this way.
Does Brad contribute to this?
This is terrible.
No.
Because every year I get the, hey, dude, man, thanks for the Christmas card. I'm like, you know I didn't send it to you.
Brad does nothing. I mean, he might help get the stamps from the post office or something, but my hand is completely worthless right now. Like, I am cramped up. It is not good.
I told Taryn in the office, I go, this is like the damn showers.
What do you mean?
Like, I just feel like women feel like we got to send out Christmas cards still,
Right,
even though
yes.
there's social media, you have cell phones, and then showers. None of them like going to a shower, but they all throw them for each other. And then nowadays, they bring us in, too.
And then the Christmas
It's a
card
co-ed
is-
shower.
Oh.
Like, F off.
People are like, well, people want to see the kid. I'm like, they can go to everyone posts pictures of the kids. I mean, my God, they look exactly the same.
There's a camera on my phone.
Do you have a Christmas photo of your family?
Of course. course.
You do. And your dogs.
And the dogs.
And you have to set all this up.
Of course.
And then you print out the cards.
And then we print the cards.
And then you sign the cards.
And then we sign the cards.
Jesus, what a process.
We put return address labels on it.
All the Easter seals. Yes.
All the things.
Okay, all right.
Drip some wax into the stamp. No, I don't.
All right,
that would be impressive.
Yeah. Since you're here, we're going to give you a random would you rather question.
Oh, no.
All right, first question. Who would you say is your current celebrity crush?
Oh, my current celebrity crush?
Yeah.
Well, I'm wrapping up Yellowstone right now, so it's got to be Rip from Yellowstone.
Rip.
I don't even know what the guy's real name is. I remember he was O'Banion in, what was that movie? Dazed and Confused?
He was O'Banion?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh.
You know who Rip is?
Rip.
Oh, the guy that looks like Brad?
He looks like every country music star out there right now.
How is that a celebrity crush? Like, you're married to that.
Oh, but he's a sexy cowboy. Brad is a sexy fake cowboy.
Fake cowboy. Come on. Okay. So would you rather have sex?
Affleck was O'Banion.
Oh, so what's the other guy's name?
You're throwing me off there. I was like,
so it's not
the other.
It's not Rip?
The dude that kicks it
is
with
Rip.
Ben Affleck.
I don't know.
I can't remember the guy's name now.
Okay.
They do the paddling.
What's the other one?
All right, so would you rather have sex with your celebrity crush while your parents watch?
Oh, God.
Or direct a porn movie starring your parents?
Oh, I mean, I hate these both, but it will be the first one for me.
You will have
They
sex
can watch.
with your celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Is that because you want to have sex with them that much and you're like, F it, or you just really don't want to have to direct your parents on a porn?
That's both, but I think maybe more so the first.
Okay, well, you understand.
I
I think in my mind, I'll speak for myself, not you two gentlemen, but I think I would have a very difficult time performing in front of my parents.
Yeah,
So
I think
as
anybody
a guy, I think that would be the most difficult part of the entire thing.
That's a solid argument.
I mean, you can just be involved, but you know what I mean?
But I would also hope
I don't know
that
if
my father looks at me and says, since you're the director of this porn, I'm going to have a hard time performing. As opposed to, I'm ready to go, son, fire up the camera.
Okay, all right.
I'm taking the celebrity crush, by the way.
All right.
Who you taking?
I got a Rolodex, man. You know what I mean? It could be Alyssa Milano. It could be, was it Zoe Saldana? However the hell you say her name.
You haven't updated any of them?
Not really, because I've aged up with most of them, right? So if you say Alyssa Milano, well, we're about the same age, so she was hot to me when I was a teen, and she was a teen, and she's hot to me now that I'm in the 50s.
I take, who's the, what's the name of the new boob girl?
New boob.
I mean, she got boobs. It's all about, she's like, I love my boobs. Here's my boobs.
She's
Sweeney.
Oh, Cindy Sweeney.
Yes.
Spokane's finest.
Oh. Is she
Cindy
from Spokane?
Sweeney is a good call.
Cindy Sweeney, right.
I believe she is from Spokane.
I mean, she likes them, and she doesn't mind you seeing them.
There's a lot of them, too.
So that, to me, that's like,
A lot of boobs.
She's on my list. Blake Lively, Sabrina Carpenter.
So here's your mom
Megan
just staring
Monroe.
at you.
All right. Okay.
Teddy, what are you doing?
She looks like such a nice girl, Ted.
Well, with Sabrina, my mom could have an espresso cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to film my mom having sex.
10 of those plugs? What is that?
What is she doing with that ice cube?
Jeez, I'll give you one more, Terrence. Adrena.
Okay.
All right. Okay, you're trapped.
I respect your answer, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. You're trapped in an elevator for 30 minutes with 5 strangers. Would you rather be the only one with diarrhea or the only one who does not have diarrhea?
Oh, my
So you're the one, 5 other people, you're pooping yourself, right? Or there are 5 other people, they're all pooping yourself.
In this tiny ass elevator.
And you're the only one who does not have diarrhea.
I think I'd probably rather take one for the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that everyone else is not
disagree.
sick.
Because then that's just less diarrhea that the masses have to deal with.
There's
I mean,
less-
it's embarrassing and terrible, but
That's more my angle is like, look, nobody wants to deal with 5 people trapped in an elevator, no have diarrhea, right? But then I'm not the bad guy. And at least they have the company of others like you too, right? So they're not as embarrassed. I'm just stuck in there dealing with their filth. As where if I'm the only one with diarrhea, all of them want to kill me.
that's a good
You know
point.
what I'm saying? I'd rather want to kill all 5 people, but at least they're not as humiliated as I would be if I'm the only one just squirting it out.
I would throw.
You're taking
Right, and like I've been drunk at a sports stadium, cross streams in a trough. So it's like, if he's pooping, I'll poop next to him.
Yeah, there you go. What do you take, Miles?
On that one, I am the only one that does not have diarrhea.
Yeah, that is my stand.
Easy peasy.
But now we know Taryn rolls.
Yeah, like what did you people eat?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Tell me where not to go. Okay,
Wait, did I misunderstand that? I thought it was you have diarrhea with them, or you the only one?
No, you're the only one who has it. The 5 other people do not have diarrhea. You're trapped in an elevator for 30 minutes,
and you're the
one who's crapping yourself, or you're not. But the 5 other people in the elevator are.
That's tougher. I thought I had diarrhea with others.
No. You're the only one with diarrhea. Yeah. These 5 people want to murder you.
You're the lone wolf.
Or, the 5 of them, at least they can commiserate, but you have to suffer through it.
Also, more than likely, they don't know that you don't have diarrhea because all the other ones do.
Right.
So it just smells anyway. So you're probably going to get blamed as well.
So what are you picking now? I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
I guess I'm the one with it.
Really? So you and Taryn...
Yeah.
You take them off the team.
You guys high-fived on that. You guys high-fived.
Well, we do it in our pants first. It would take a minute to realize, so you see it dripping out.
But that's why it's 30 minutes of this.
Yeah.
Because they're going to smell it first, and when they realize it's you, the anger level is going to be through the roof. Because do you cop to the smell before they realize what it is?
There's no way you. There's no way you're not going to know because you're going to be crunched.
No, I'd say when the smell first hits, and they don't know who has the issue, would you fess up and say, "Look, guys, it's me," or would you wait for them? You know what I'm saying? Because they're already irritated by the time they see evidence.
Just don't let it sit in your pants. You got to start working.
What are you going to do?
Take off your socks, something. Start working on the problem.
In an elevator with 5 strangers.
You're not getting rid of the problem, though. You're cleaning yourself up, but you're not getting rid of it is the whole thing.
No, it's not going anywhere because you're trapped in an elevator.
But you're just making a pile now.
All right, hear me out. Those people would be angry at me.
Yes.
But if I had to go that bad with diarrhea, the sense of relief would be good. As opposed to standing there, you guys all have it, now I'm puking. Like, that would be 30 minutes of hell.
Yep.
I agree.
At least I have some relief.
Yes.
One more question for you, Taryn. I know you're practicing tonight with the new originals because we reached the goal.
Yes.
In the afternoon.
You guys were awesome.
As
You
far
had
as Coach for Kids.
$10,000 by the end of that day.
Yeah, it was a great day. Oh, by the way, we're still $40,000 short. So please head to KISW.com and donate if you can. You put the bet down. If we hit the number, you're going to sing Father Christmas. You're practicing that tonight. What are the first 3 lines of the song?
When I was young, I believed in Santa Claus, though I knew it was my dad. And I would hang up my stockings at Christmas, open my presents, and I'd be glad.
All right. Yeah. Boom. That's half the battle is winner. Just ask Ricker.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I learned some, my broski. Don't worry about it.
All right, Darren. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And back to those cards you like signing.
2 to 3 business days, guys.
Just hand it to us.
Yeah, I know.
Don't waste the stamp, dude.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Chris, welcome to the random Would You Rather question. Let's give you this one. All right, we've talked about polar bears, talked about wolves. They're eating you, or trying to. This Would You Rather is, what would you like to eat? Would you rather eat raw whale meat or eat a sea turtle?
Jesus.
Well, the first one reminds me of an act, so let's go with sea turtle.
You would eat the sea turtle?
Yeah, let's go turtle.
A protected species.
Well, whales are protected. I don't think you can just carve them up as
It depends on where you are. It depends on, if you're...
So are sea turtles
shell at the end of it?
Are sea turtles protected everywhere? Is that an international
For the most part, it depends on where you are.
Okay.
So, like a lot of tribal communities are allowed to make their own rules as far as what they...
But I'm not part of their tribe, is the problem.
That is correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, I get it, but, like, still illegal for me.
I've heard
Well, if you were, like, up in Alaska and you were with one of those...
Okay, right, I'm doing
And they're like, right.
You can
only because I've seen...
seal hunt?
Right, I've seen a cooking show or a food show, and the dude was up there and he tried some.
What did he say about it?
It was awful.
Really?
What, the seal was?
I think it was whale.
Was it whale?
I guess we shouldn't be surprised that he's like, yeah, this is not good.
I mean, very rarely do I think when you have something that's that specific, right? Like Vegemite does not really leave Australia, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But those people love it.
Right.
So I think if you grow up eating that stuff, it's like you like it, but
like Kraft macaroni and cheese, Hamburger Helper, and Twinkie. Like, if you don't know any different, then it's just
okay.
food.
What would you say out of the two, what would you say has the better taste? You've got one guy that's pretty old. Sea turtles are
so are whales.
Yeah,
for God's sake.
That is correct. Yes.
For whatever reason, I feel like just if I have to eat it raw, assuming I don't have to eat the shell, I feel like the sea turtle would taste better. And I have nothing to base that on.
Is that because it has a shell, and most shell animals definitely tend to typically taste okay, even though we don't eat.
But people make turtle soup. We eat crabs.
That is correct.
So, and look, I don't think it'd be good, but I just think it'd be better. But Mike, you disagree with this? Why?
It's whale. It's basically a fish. I know it's a mammal. It's a fish. It's going to taste great.
Okay.
Yeah, that blubber that's going to be on there, man, it's going to seep into the meat. I think it's going to be fantastic.
But it's raw.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, in Japan, they eat whale.
Yeah, I know.
They eat dolphin.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff. I know for a fact that my daughter, when she was teaching over there, told me that when you go to the grocery store and you see the whale meat or the dolphin meat, it does not look too much different than tuna.
I believe that.
And it kind of has the same consistency and or look, where she was not sure a couple times at dinner what she was in fact eating.
Well, someone here says, I've had raw whale meat. It's delicious. I'm assuming that's from a shark. Someone else says, I've eaten cooked whale meat from a macaw hunt years ago, but turtle soup is a delicacy. My roommate in college was an Alaska Native, and his mom brought whale fat, and I tried it, dipped it in seal oil, and it took over an hour to chew and swallow it. It tasted like SeaWorld smells.
But don't they also use that as like lamp oil?
Yeah, lamp oil, all that kind of thing.
Right.
And that's fine. A practical use for something, you go, okay.
If you could light it on fire for hours at a time, is it really something that you want to be eating?
That's a good point. This guy took an hour to chew.
I mean, would you eat
swallow.
a gasoline lollipop? Or a gasoline,
All right, here's a good question. Is turtle meat considered shellfish? No, only because the turtle's not a fish.
Yeah. I also like turtles better than whales. So that's
No, look, I like both. Really? You like turtles more than whales?
Yeah, 100%.
Just as creatures.
Yeah, they're just one that's
Is this
cooler
from Nemo?
looking. That might have had some influence.
I bet you that has
You
something
can't
to do
believe
with
the cartoon world like that.
Well, no, they're just when they look cooler, they're just chill, man. They just do their thing.
I mean, Bruce wins on that one.
Yeah,
the great white shark.
He's not a whale.
I know that's what I'm saying, but all the characters.
But the whale didn't even get a personality in that movie. He just showed up
Yes,
with
he
like,
did. You just don't speak. Dory spoke whale.
Yeah.
She clearly.
The turtles were stoners.
Yeah, That's why they're great.
Okay,
You're feeding my argument.
They also teach us lessons.
Yeah.
What?
Right? Is there a famous story where a whale wins a race? No. Mm-hmm. There is where a tortoise does.
Damn right.
Okay. Someone there
Tortoise
says,
trained the panda.
I had whale in Iceland. It's really delicious. Tastes like ahi tuna.
There you go.
See, that's what my daughter said. She said it has that look and appearance to it.
Okay.
I think it also depends on what you're eating.
But we're eating it raw, so there's the whole difference, right? So
because this says whale meat is gamey flavor similar to reindeer or moose. Some say it tastes like a cross between liver, tuna, and beef. Others say it tastes like tuna.
Okay.
So it seems like all over the map.
All right.
Can you do it like a tuna salad? Can you just throw some mayonnaise and some relish in there and just
you could
whip it up, call it good?
This is raw whale meat. So the question, would you rather eat raw whale meat or eat sea turtle? Ironically enough, we go to Japan, where a soft serve milk ice cream being topped with generous slices of raw whale meat on top. Mm-hmm. At the Hanamaru Ichiba Farmers Market, it's a roadside stop. First of all.
Oh, even better.
All right. They began offering the unlikely dessert featuring their local specialty back in September. The district is home to the only whaling station in the Kanto region. Pepper is sprinkled over the top because soy sauce cannot mask the distinctive smell of the dark red flesh. Additionally, a sauce used for a Korean raw beef dish is available to sprinkle on top. It is in a whale-shaped rice wafer cone. The dessert sells for about $4.50.
Economical.
And is modestly popular. They sell a lot of it. One customer said the combination of ice cream and whale meat is not as odd as it seemed. Another said the two ingredients are less ill-matched than one might think. So not necessarily negative reviews.
Yeah, but saying that it's not as bad as you think it is like saying getting punched in the face from an MMA fighter won't hurt as much as you think it will. It's going to hurt. It's going to devastate you. Just wasn't as bad as you thought.
Yeah. Now, as far as the sea turtle is concerned, 3 people are dead, dozens more hospitalized in the Philippines after eating stew made with the meat of an endangered sea turtle.
There you go.
Officials say at least 32 members of the Tidore indigenous tribe were hospitalized with symptoms including vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, blah, 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 blah. Ask your doctor if you need this. A local official, Irene Dillo, says dogs, cats, and chickens who ate the leftovers all died.
Jeez.
All of them. Sea turtles that have eaten contaminated algae or contaminated prey can be toxic when eaten by humans. This is noted by the BBC. The eating of sea turtles and other endangered species is banned, but we cannot monitor everyone. The turtle was eaten by residents of a seaside village on the island of Mindanao. It was an unfortunate incident because there's so much other seafood in that village, lobsters, fish, but this apparently is an every once in a while delicacy. Local officials have been ordered to step up enforcement on laws against hunting and eating sea turtles. Earlier this year, 8 children and 1 adult died in Zanzibar after eating turtle meat.
Damn. Okay.
So just know,
maybe I'll go whale.
Zanzibar.
Maybe eat the turtle. You're rolling the dice.
By the way, Ted, you've been challenged on the text line here as you're bragging about, who won the race.
Yeah.
Tortoise. You never heard of a whale winning a race. So let's say, okay, who would win in a race between the slow and steady tortoise and an even slower but steadier tortoise? What is the lesson that we learned in that particular
It's like an inter-squad scrimmage. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Right? Oh, who won the Husky spring game? Was it purple or gold?
Right. Okay.
Low and slow.
That's a good out. I like that.
Low and slow typically wins if you're rucking, if you're running, if you're cooking in a crock pot.
So you're saying the even slower and steadier tortoise.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I'm just saying, there's no stories about whales that teach us life lessons.
Yeah. I'm now going to write a children's book.
Other than
strictly
what about Free Willy?
He was already captured.
Yeah, but then he got out. He jumped over the thing, right?
I never saw the movie, to be honest.
They let him go? I don't know either.
Yeah. It's more about the will for freedom than anything.
Coming up, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less at 4:30, and we've got your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
We're once again teaming up with the Washington State Council firefighters and Operation Warm for Coats for Kids.
Yeah.
The goal, to put a brand new coat on a kid in need, and there are 2,500 kids that we want to put a brand new coat on. The United States made for only $20 a piece. Now, to give you perspective, if we can get above that, that would be great, because there are 300,000 kids here in just the state of Washington that are living in poverty.
Yeah.
So 2,500 coats, that's a modest number, but either way, we're trying to hit that goal. Right now, we're at about $12,500.
Okay.
We need $50,000. Okay, so if you've got $5, $10, I know you're out there doing holiday shopping and everything else, but this will put a brand new coat on a kid that needs one for only $20.
Yeah, even $1 helps, honest to God.
So if you could get that done, please head to KISW.com and donate what you can. We will keep pushing until we get that $50,000 mark and make things right for the kids in the area. Okay, let's see. We're going to sit and spin, but first we have time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
You've got mail. And a couple of making some bad decisions. Older gentlemen, I decided to take some mushrooms at my friend's apartment. Just relax, have a good time. Then I got a call from my parents, and they said that they needed to have a conversation with me. So I had to go back home. Luckily, I'm not feeling bad, but then we sit down to discuss college and the programs that I've been accepted into while they're babbling along about whatever. And then everything kind of kicked in. That's when I realized I totally screwed up and had to keep my cool, even though the ottoman was trying to seduce me to lay down and just have a relaxing good time. Luckily, I managed to make it through the conversation, went back upstairs, played Call of Duty on mushrooms, and went to bed. Needless to say, that was my last trip on mushrooms. Rock on, bitches. That from Justin.
I would think Call of Duty is real intense if you're on mushrooms.
Well, much like you have had your situation where you had to swear off tequila.
Yeah.
I swore off mushrooms many years ago, and I have not been back. That was, I knew that night that was the last time that I was ever going to. Now, granted, I was taking other things.
Sure.
But for whatever reason, I blamed it on the mushrooms.
Blame it on the shrooms.
I did. I mean, it wasn't like I hadn't been drinking all day and
all the other things.
Doing other things. But to me, it was the mushrooms that took it too far. Yeah. So since that point in time, there might have been other things involved.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, some other bad decisions I made that night. But that's what I'm blaming it on. Mushrooms.
All right.
Have you tried them?
Mushrooms?
Yeah.
Since then?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
No, I've done other things.
Yeah, of course. You've done all the other things.
Yeah. I just found my preferred method of getting that to that place.
Sure.
And mushrooms is not the way that I do well at serving myself.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, I'll just eat the small little corner of the dust in the bag in a small little cap. What could that do? You just had 3 giant mushrooms. The dust.
That's where the action's at, baby.
Don't think that that's just something in the corner of the bag. That is the key of the mushroom world. Man.
It absolutely is.
So if you ever get into that, be careful.
All right.
Who set off the alarm, guys? In middle school in class, and a classmate was tossing a pencil to another classmate, hit the fire alarm button on the ceiling. The entire school was evacuated, and the fire department did the entire sweep. We came back in, told them what happened, and we went on about the rest of the day. That from Kevin in Linwood.
Was there any? I'd always heard the rumor, and I don't know if there's any truth to it, because I never pulled a fire alarm in school, but it would like shoot ink on your fingers or something like that. I don't know if that's the root. That's what we always heard. So, because when you're a little kid, like, ooh, we should pull the fire alarm because that would be funny. Not understanding that it's not. But the rumor I'd always heard, they were like, dude, that thing squirts ink out. They will know that it is you who did it. So we never touch it.
I don't know. And thank God, I've never been in a school where anybody did it as a prank.
I haven't.
Like, I've been in a school where there was a fire alarm because it was real.
Sure.
You had to leave. But, yeah, I don't know, man. That's just so scary. Plus, I mean, most of them say what the fine is if you just pull it to pull it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as an adult, it's easy for me not to do it. As a kid, you're always like, but it's right.
According to my friend Google, says no, fire alarms do not shoot out ink.
Okay. That's a good rumor for the kids to believe, though, man.
Okay. We were off, obviously, a couple days there for the holiday. We got a couple of these emails. Guys, I turned 50 on Saturday. Woo! That's a big birthday. Wait, sorry. Forgot you guys are off on Saturdays. I think we got another birthday email on Saturday, too.
We did.
From Stevie. Shannon. Either that or it was Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we typically are off on Saturday and Sunday. I know they play.
His was yesterday, though.
Oh, his was yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Stevie. We were off yesterday. That from Rudy and Yakima, who turned 50 years old. Sorry, we don't do requests when we're not here. Guys, my oldest son, Coyote, has a birthday. I would love a shout-out with some Dirty Germans, followed by a bong rip and a men's room quartet fish sandwich. Much love from a longtime listener and rockaholic from the lovely Stephanie.
Can I get a fish sandwich? Oh, you know I gotta eat right. Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? You put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Yeah, for your birthday, we're going to make you live up to your name and everyone will hear you howl.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's the Dirty Germans are much like these coyotes. We hunt in packs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never just one of us.
Oh, my gosh, my coworker Jessica is having a birthday today. She only knows of your show because I'm constantly blasting it at work.
Nice.
I think she would love to hear what the captain has planned for Christmas. And if it's not too much to ask, maybe add the baby shark intro. It's been stuck in her head since the last Big Dummy. Let's get it stuck in her head some more. Thanks, guys. That from Brett.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy holidays. You know, normally my Christmases are spent with the mascots on the SS Guppy, where we enjoy hot cocoa, a gift exchange, Christmas caroling, and bonded sex. But this year will be a little different, due to a little legal snafu I found myself in as a result of a miscommunication between the Prime Minister, a sultan, a one-legged Guatemalan warlord, and a saucy little barista named Umchaka. I've been asked to make good by assisting Santa Claus with his gift delivery. And just so you know, it's not the first time I'll be assisting Mr. Kringle. In 1993, his sleigh collided with a flock of seagulls, and I got a call to hell. And I mean the band, not the birds. And then again in 2007, when Santa got drunk on Quaker Oats man's septic tank whiskey. We call it that because it's sort of like whiskey, but with more eye-burning gastrointestinal issues and irreversible loss of motor functions. Let's just say that Santa had a little bit indisposed that day, and I was needed to assist. So anyway, this year, I'll be sliding down chimneys, delivering gifts, smelling your hair while you sleep, and of course be doing it naked. Crunch berries.
God.
You know, Tony the Tiger beat this kid once. And nobody minded.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Swellerific it is. Today on Sit and Spin, we have the top 10 songs of the century. Quarter of a century anyway.
Yeah.
So the fine folks at uprocks.com decided to rank the 100 best hits so far in the last 24 years. In order to be eligible for the list, a song had to reach the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. So these are popular songs.
Okay.
Songs that the kids like. The ones that you don't really know who the artists are. Mm-hmm. We're going to play a little game today and try to figure out as many as we can get right out of the top 10. Now, we do have for you the top 25. I will give you a couple of the names of the titles. You will see if any of you can guess the artist, and then we'll have Mike play the actual top 10 and see if we can guess. So, all right, coming in at number 25. The tune is the 25th best of the century. That would be Dirt Off Your Shoulder from 2004.
Jay-Z.
That is correct.
Oh, Ted.
At 24, the song is Sunflower from 2019.
Post Malone?
Post Malone.
All right.
And Sway Lee.
Swally. Swally was on there.
All right. Coming in at number 23, the song is Mask Off from 2017.
Future.
That is correct. We already got Hold On, We're Going Home, 22 from Drake. How about 21? Viva La Vida from 2008.
Viva La Vida. I'm going to guess Bad Bunny again.
I'll say, I don't know, Benny Blanco.
That is actually from Coldplay.
Oh, damn it.
Viva La Vida.
Yeah.
Mi Porto, Benito, we got that. Bad Bunny. Get Low from Little John, went over that one. Coming in at number 17, Ted, it's easy. This is one you can just knock out of the park. Into Club from 2003.
50 Cent?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Bodak Yellow from Cardi B on the list. How about Despacito from 2017?
Bieber ends up doing a version of it.
He is featured on the tune. And is it Louis Fonsi?
I can't remember who did it.
Hey, but you got the Bieber part. It's 50%.
Right. How about number 14 on the list? That would be Effing Problems from 2013.
From 2013.
Effing Problems.
How about A$AP Rocky?
That is correct. Featuring. This is always the hardest part because
I got to figure out who was on. Is that he doesn't go by his first name, something boy anymore? 2 Chainz?
2 Chainz.
Damn. Heads on a roll, baby.
Also Drake and Kendrick Lamar on that tune from 2013.
Well, they love bad bitches. They have an effing problem.
I see.
I see. Thank you, Ted, for explaining.
The song number 13 is Team from 2014.
Team.
Ooh.
Funny. What genre are we looking at here?
That is a great question.
Is it just straight pop?
Kate Bush, how's that?
But she's not the artist.
No.
But it's along. So someone Kate Bushy.
What year?
2014.
Yeah, Kate Bushy, Mike. So describe it.
I don't know.
Lord.
Oh, all right. I know the name, but
okay.
Is that Madonna's daughter or something like that? Whose daughter is she? She's somebody's daughter. Oh, that's Lourdes.
Yes.
Man, okay.
And number 12, Thank You Next from 2018 is kind of popular right now.
Thank you.
That's Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. All right. Miss Jackson from 2001.
Outcast.
Outcast, and now we have made it to the top 10.
That is a great tune.
Mike, you have the top 10 list. We're going to see how many, because these are the 10 most popular songs of the century.
Number 10. They not like us.
Well,
they not like
Kendrick.
us.
They not like us.
That's probably the newest song on the list.
That is
Correct.
from 2024.
All right. So Kendrick Lamar.
Well done.
Top 10 songs of the century on Sentence Spin.
Number 9.
From 2004.
Oh, Usher.
Who all was on this one?
I heard everyone that went to that show, Climate Pledge Arena, came home the next morning pregnant.
Usher featuring Ludacris.
Yep, and
Come on, Ted, go for the
one more. Come on, go for gold.
I guess Little John?
Lil Jon, correct.
Nice work.
That's a great song.
Yeah, that's bad.
Top 10 songs of the century.
Number 8.
From 2002.
Oh, Eminem.
Oh, Eminem.
I hear the new originals do it better, though.
I've heard that. Especially the lead singer.
Damn right.
Who sings this for the new original?
Mike.
Did you really do this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was great. We're like
an acoustic set.
You're the last person they expect to sing it. That's why it's going to be great when you do it. And truly, you crushed it.
Go up there in khakis and a button down. Let's roll this.
Khakis.
And acoustic. That's right.
These are the top 10 songs of the century on Sin Spin.
Number 7.
From 2005.
Oh, Killer.
Correct.
That ranked is one of them.
That's an awesome song, and you can't go to a sporting event and not hear this.
Correct.
It's specifically with soccer and college football.
It's not my favorite, but I can't deny the legs that this thing has and just the staying power that it's got. This is an anthem.
Yeah, I've been to so many college football games, and then I'm like, I didn't even know I knew the lyrics. But I'm standing up singing it.
Top 10 songs of the century on Sin Spin.
Number 6.
All right, Steve, I know you're going to get this one, but from 2017. I was joking. I don't think you're going to get it at all.
God, I feel like I've heard this from my kids.
2017.
It's not Drake.
It's not Drake.
Not A$AP Rocky.
Not A$AP Rocky.
I feel like he's one of these guys where this is always his tone. I feel like I've heard other tunes from this dude. It's always kind of this lazy vocal thing.
Name features a firearm.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, very close. No.
Man, I don't know.
Lil Uzi.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
Is his dad Big Uzi?
Big Uzi
Junior.
Oh.
Top 10 songs of the century.
Number 5.
Ted's Love from 2004.
Oh, yeah, Britney.
Hell yeah. This is kind of her last big hit before she kind of went away.
Man, did you hear about Britney Spears over the weekend? That video she put up?
No.
No?
Now what'd she do?
Well, first of all, she got her birthday wrong. She got her own 42. She's 43.
Oh, God.
And then she said she's moving to Mexico because of paparazzi chasing her around. And she's going to go down there and celebrate her 5th birthday.
And go back to kindergarten.
Her 5th birthday.
Look, these are her words out of her mouth. And when she talks, she's about here now. I don't know what happened or if she just had a crazy night last night, but it's like, wow, man.
That's one of those ones, it's like, now I'm starting to think maybe that governorship was all right.
I think a lot of us looking back go, yeah, that was probably the right thing to do. Because now she sounds like Louis Armstrong.
From uprocks.com, these are the top 10 songs of the century.
Number 4.
From 2008.
We should know the number 4 song.
I mean, that's Lil Wayne.
That's Lil Wayne, correct.
All by himself?
It says all by himself, just Lil Wayne.
How did
It used to be Itty Bitty Wayne. Then he grew a little. Now he's little. They never got big.
That's wild that guy's been rapping that long.
He's been around for a long time.
He was on some of those juvenile records when I was in high school.
I wonder if Big Wayne's hanging out with Big Uzi.
Yeah. Our boys are doing quite well for themselves.
Proud of their little offspring. Top 10 songs of the century.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the lifestyle content you're keeping up with. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Washington, there are exciting things happening at your local CVS. Shop thousands of gifts under $20, from premium chocolates and cozy throws to pre-wrapped presents and the season's hottest toys. Need it fast? Save time when you buy online and pick up in store with free CVS Pickup. Use your Extra Care card to unlock savings every time you shop. Visit cvs.com/holiday for details.
UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, Texas, where discoveries change lives. At UT Southwestern, teamwork and talent combine to fuel discovery, education, and healing. The future of medicine sparks here.
Number 3.
From 2021.
Oh, it's
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. This is specifically Taylor's version. This is the 10-minute song that she released that everybody's loving on these days.
Is this the one? Because she did an SNL a couple of years ago, and they let her do this full long-ass song. Mm-hmm. So I assume this is the same one?
Yeah, this is a legit 10-minute song. Like this, the one that we have in the system that I grabbed this from is condensed down to 5 minutes, but this is a 10-minute song. Okay. Anybody know who it's about?
I don't know. John Mayer?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, he got a full 10 minutes.
He gets the 10-minute song.
All right, Jake.
That's right.
Yeah, you did some real emotional damage.
Right.
Top 10 songs of the century on Sit and Spin.
Number 2.
From 2004.
Oh, Kanye.
Featuring
Jamie Foxx?
Selena Johnson.
I've never heard of her.
That's the girl in your Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's off College Dropout. Great album.
Nice. Okay. One of the best songs of the century.
We should know this one. Because
yes, you should.
For 24 years, this is the number one song of the century.
Number 1.
From 2008, and if I'm not mistaken, the greatest music video of all time.
Miss Fivehead.
Is this just Beyonce?
It is just Beyonce, it says.
Okay. I don't know. Back then, maybe this was still a Destiny's Child song. I'm not sure.
No, this is Beyonce. Miles and I saw her perform it at the Super Bowl. They even gave us a purple finger to wave around. Yeah. I'm not making a
ring on it.
And the finger that was up was the ring finger?
Yes.
Nice. Depending on the size of your hand. But yeah, in theory,
I've seen
it's
a lot of foam
finger.
fingers, but it's always the number 1 because you're supposed to be like, we're number 1.
Right. Now, these were purple plastic, like blinking or just glowing fingers. I did not participate in this part of the halftime. No, man.
You're usually gung-ho to do this.
We were in a beer line.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, all right, have
and
fun.
then she blew the power and we got to drink there more.
I will say, so the Formula One race I went to, you got these little bracelets. And the night before, same thing. I was like, why do we need these bracelets? And then when we watched how cool it looked on TV, the next night I had mine on. I was like, I would have been flashing at the same time with everybody else.
There are the top 10 songs of the century. Okay, coming up at 5:07, we will drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up at 5:07, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. Researchers in Japan may have found a solution to schizophrenia through brain stimulation therapy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which, if they can take care of that, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical company's like, what?
Yeah, right, no kidding. Wait a minute. What are we doing over here? No.
Hey.
They need a pill for that. New research says music may change how you feel about past events.
In what way?
So basically what they were saying is some amount of stress or trauma happens, and you find a song that kind of associates with it, whether the song was just playing nonstop during the time that happened, or maybe it was playing at the exact moment that it happened, so you kind of always go back there. And it just basically, it said that music will influence how you feel about what it is that happened there, and sometimes it might even change how you felt.
I've found when that is true, generally it is an event that's already happened.
Sure.
And then I hear a song that reminds me of the event, and generally it puts it more into perspective for me. Because some people like sad songs and they want to cheer up. And look, that happens to anybody. But usually, as a guy that likes rock, most of the time is, I want to kick some ass, right? So, yeah, this thing happened. The lyrics kind of mirror whatever it was that you were holding on to anger. And then, I don't know, you kind of feel empowered after you hear that.
Sure.
Like, let's go kick their ass. I mean, think about it.
Or
no one has a stupid walk-up song. Well, not no one, but generally speaking.
Right.
It's something to pump your ass
or
up.
There's an artist that is kind of just owned by somebody you know.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, their favorite artist. That,
Yeah.
They always play to whatever the deal is. That'll bring back memories of those people.
Absolutely.
I feel like sometimes it brings back a bad memory.
Sure.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because it's whatever song you heard after you got some terrible news or something, and I'm just like, oh, God.
Right. Or maybe it was a song that helped you get through a terrible time in your life, and now that you're through it, you don't ever want to hear that song again.
I think if I have to hear terrible news, I would tune to a radio station I hate.
There you go.
That way, the only songs that I associate with this bad thing are songs I already don't like.
Just straight Christmas music.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to ruin stuff I do like, I'd put Barbara Mandrell on or something like that. All right.
Yeah.
New study found that guilt tipping is changing the behaviors of consumers.
What do you mean, just tipping because you feel guilty?
Basically, what it is whatever service it is that you're paying for, they have the tip menu on there. Mm-hmm. And there are some that don't even let you just hit a button that says, skip it. There's been times where you have to physically, if you're not going to tip, you have to type in $0 tip, 0 cents. And they say that while they will tip more if prompted to do so and guilted into doing so, that will also pretty much be the last time that consumer goes to whatever establishment.
Right, so you don't feel bad about it.
They were forced to do that. But that's another thing where technology has kind of changed that entire spectrum of things. It used to be that tipping was it was basically the change that you had left. It was keep the change sort of a thing. Or maybe you left one of the bills down there on the table, and now technology has made it a lot easier. Like, you need to give us more money. You haven't given us enough yet. And that's just one of the negative effects.
And I think it's tough, too, when people are, sorry, I cut you off, like certain services, it's like, I scooped this food into this box.
Right. Why am I tipping you if I did you always said that about a fondue restaurant. You put a roof over our head. We cook the goddamn meal.
Exactly. Well, and my wife will ask me if we're ordering takeout or whatever it is, how much of a tip should I leave? Do you even leave a tip if we're picking up? I said, no. At that point, I'm just buying the food. I do not tip the people at McDonald's when I go through the drive-thru.
Exactly.
Same thing with the restaurant. Like, I understand. Like, they make a little bit extra on the tips, which is nice.
But there's no wait staff
Right.
involved.
There's no service there other than you're giving me what I paid for.
And kitchen staff gets paid a set amount. Correct. And that was always the thing when I worked in kitchens, The summer typically was the lighter season in the restaurants.
Right.
So the wait staff didn't enjoy it as much, didn't have as much dough, and we were making more than them. And then this time of the season happens, and the restaurants were packed. They were making goo gobs of money. They started making more than us, but my money never changed. It was easier for me to plan my life because I know what I'm going to make.
Exactly. But that's just one drawback of technology. And what if I told you there's even more?
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 potential negative effects of technology. Sometimes you just want to escape for a few days. Leave all the devices at home. Location services turned off. Just you, nature, a boiling vat of hydrochloric acid, and an unsuspecting hitchhiker. But no. Traffic cameras put an end to all of that harmless fun.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so these are negative effects of technology. Towards the bottom of the list, they say it may cause a loss of empathy as we become more accustomed to online violence.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it is AI generated, whether it's a video game that you're watching, or you're actually watching live doggone footage of people just being horrible to one another. It's, you think about it, America's Funniest Home Videos, with some of the best stuff that we would watch is just people falling down or basically hurting themselves in different ways.
Still fun, but
right.
But no one was really targeting them. I just think with social media and all that, and not even social media, the fact you can get all of your news 24 hours a day.
Right.
And the capacity, if you're inundated with anything, you start to lose your empathy.
And we're gluttons for punishment and for conflict as well. As much as we don't like the drama, no, you do. You really do like the drama.
And you build a mental callus, right? If you work with your hands, you got tougher hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's some stuff, I don't know. Like sometimes it just depends on the night or whatever. There might be a series I really like, but I'm like, man, it's 11 p.m. I don't need to watch people get shot before I go to bed.
I go through that more now, just like, is this the last thing I want to watch? No, I'll wait.
Right.
I'll wait.
Maybe Frontline, I'll have to wait this week.
That's right. Maybe, maybe we just...
I can still watch Nova.
Nova.
Well, it's like the Melendez brothers. Like that got, that got way too, Thrill and I and his wife were told, I was like, I had to turn it off. Right. It was way too troubling.
Now go to bed.
Right. Yeah. It's bad enough that you knew they murdered their parents in cold blood, but somehow when you watch this thing, it made it worse.
Right. Being plugged in constantly adds a new layer of stress, they say.
Oh, yeah. You can't help it.
Right.
I mean, you get news alerts, all the rest of the stuff. Typically, it's a news feed you want to see, so they're feeding you whatever it is you want to digest. That's one thing. We were off a couple of days, and I told Miles, I kind of forgot that the world existed.
Yeah.
Because I was just hanging out with the family, doing some things, a little bit of day drinking here. Let's go to the Cyndi Lauper concert this night. And then last night, I'm like, oh, God, that's right. There's a whole world out there.
Well, and you can see the smile fade off of every face in here as we come in like, all right, how was the break? Guys, you all had fun? Okay, let me sit down at the computer and look at all my emails here and look at the news. Oh, the news.
Oh, wow. Damn. Okay.
Wow. That's right. This is where we live.
I know. You do. You just forget. It's like, oh, great break, man. I came in refreshed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. This stuff's going on.
And the only thing that keeps me going, Steve, is something that you put very apropos. It is, as long as that is still news, that's a good thing.
That's what I explained to the kids. I said, look, man, as long as bad news is the news, that is good news.
Correct. A loss of privacy online and a risk of hacking creates more deceit.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's just,
you know what you're doing.
Scammers
but we're willing to take the risk.
Right. Technology addiction is becoming more widespread.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially watching sports, like if I'm just watching the Seahawks game, not Red Zone, I have to be careful. Because every commercial break, I'm picking up my damn phone to see what else is going on.
Right, exactly.
And then before I realize that I'm missing a play, and you can hear it, I'm just angry at myself.
Exactly.
Like, you know better.
I'll
put the phone down.
I'll do the same thing if I forget my phone in my car, or maybe it's up here, and I'm riding the elevator up to work. We are up 14 floors, and as soon as I get into that elevator, I find myself slapping my pocket, about to pull out my phone. It's like, you can't go 14 floors without having to have some sort of mental stimulation here.
Yeah, people really struggle with that.
They do. Like that's going to be the new thing. You know, there are people that quit drinking for a month. They quit smoking for a month. They
take the dry TikTok.
Exactly, dude. That's going to become a thing. Like, no, for the next month, you don't get your phone. Like, I wonder how many people are going to start going down to dumb phones. Like, we've seen studies where the dumb phones are actually getting a little bit of a rise. Now, they're not going to beat smartphones.
Old people love them.
Absolutely.
I can call and text.
There you go. That's all you need. Let's see here. Social media promotes a culture where drugs and a lack of sexual boundaries are apparent.
I've never seen the drug.
I don't know you can blame social media on that as opposed to everyone who's already in that world sharing it with you.
Pretty much.
I mean, you think about any music that you probably listened to growing up. Like, they were pretty open about talking about this stuff.
Right on its heels is that the internet makes explicit videos more available to children.
Well, sure, yeah.
And it's put out there, and it's so easy to put out there, and and for some, it's lucrative to put it out there.
Are you 18? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, there's somebody checking an ID.
Right.
And, like, look, I would do my best as a teenager to watch videos I thought were sexy, but, like you couldn't just hop online and go look them up.
Go right there and find it, absolutely. Technology causes more energy consumption and pollution.
Well, of course.
Right. It says electronic devices obviously require electricity to run, which means it costs more to enjoy all this tech. It also requires massive amounts of energy to produce all these gadgets, not to mention the massive electronic waste problem due to gadgets that are no longer working. You know, when it comes to your phone dying on you, like turning those things in is actually the better way to go about that.
I'm just worried about the battery exploding during charging or something.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I never leave the house with certain things plugged in because I'm worried about the battery.
Well, yeah.
I have electronic hand warmers. They work forever.
Yeah.
But the battery in there gets so hot.
Right.
And I'm afraid if I plug that thing in, walk out, I'm like, all right, well, great.
The house burned down.
Just because I want to have hand warmers.
Exactly. Again, these are negative effects of technology. It says technology can cause eye and ear problems.
Well, again, depending how you choose to use it. Yeah.
Anyone who sits in front of a computer all day long knows how mentally and physically draining it can be. And at the end of the day, you might notice that your eyes become blurry and have difficulties focusing, which is why everybody should have blue light glasses.
Mm-hmm. Got them for my kid once he discovered the video game world. Like,
right.
Just do me a favor. Look, if you get a job and your job is to sit there and do all that kind of crap, then that's something you volunteered to do. The video games, you're a kid. I get it. Just wear these glasses.
Right.
You don't even have to ask why. Just put them on.
Honestly speaking, everybody in this room should be wearing them during the workday as well.
Oh, my eyes already shot, so...
Right, because we're in front of screens the whole time.
Exactly. The use of technology may stunt the imagination of children, which...
I think it depends on the kid. I mean, because it could also open it up. Depending what
Correct.
the kid's interested in and what wormholes they fall down, and then all these tools they can use to create. Like for my daughter, it blows it up.
Sure.
You know, everything she does in the paint and all these crazy things that I could never do as a kid.
Right.
You know, so really, I think it just depends on the kid.
Even if you go back 25 years, the guitar thing.
Oh, Guitar
Hero, yeah.
A lot of people started buying guitars and learning to play because of that game.
Right. Sure.
There is. I think there's also the downside of they get bored so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I might have to sit in the backyard by myself, and it sounds silly now playing Army Man by myself crawling around, but like I had to figure out ways to kind of stay entertained.
Which brings us to the next one. Technology promotes a shorter attention span.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
You know, especially with TikTok. 15-second videos, which are fun. Like, I'm not down-talking it at all because I am absolutely just immersed in that as well, but they're 15 seconds apiece. Okay. And then we're off to the next one.
Another thing is, like, I don't blame TikTok. People get mad about it. I'm like, but you don't have to watch it. I understand but it's like drugs. You might get addicted to it, but at no point did you ever have to do this.
Right.
And it's not TikTok's fault. They are for the content that you keep saying you want.
Right.
Right. And that's what it is. I forget the name of that documentary that came out, but it's
Social Dilemma, I believe.
Yeah, it just shows how it works on your brain.
Right.
And it's like, right, it is like a drug. You got stuff, synapses firing off and this and that. And once you're in it, it's hard to stop.
Exactly. I've actually had to tell myself, you know, why do I need to go onto Facebook? What do you think that you're going to find on Facebook that's so otherworldly entertaining that you just have to look at it right now? You're not. You're just doom scrolling where you're going to have just this slack face on the entire time, and it's going to mildly amuse you in the in-between.
And you're right. TikTok is like, here's a quick deliver hit, something that you'll find at least mildly entertaining.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like crack.
Technology leaves us feeling isolated.
The high doesn't last long. Boy, you're going to like it.
That 5 minutes fun.
That's right. Technology leaves us feeling isolated at number 2 on the list.
Yeah,
It can.
Because you can basically be by yourself and find everything you need, but also human interaction's a good thing. That's why I like going to the bar. I mean, look, if you work in tech all day, like IT guys, right? The only time you have a conversation with someone around the office because they have a problem. So you really just do your job all day without a whole lot of break. But, like, go to the bar when you're done, man. It makes a huge difference.
And when you think about it, what it is doing is it's kind of you're volunteering to be on the outside looking in. You know, you're looking at all your friends posting all their photos and their videos and doing what it is that they're doing, and people actually doing their, living their lives. I just want to sit here and watch.
Sometimes, though, even if they're having a wonderful life, I can't stand looking at it.
Right.
I can tell you off the air right now when I'm just absolutely tired of, and I know them, but I want to unfollow the guy.
Exactly.
Because I'm just like, this is too much.
Right.
This is too much sharing.
You ever see that couple that's on there? It's like, I know you guys aren't happy.
No, I think this person is very happy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm just like, stop with all the happiness.
And then the number one negative effect of technology, we hear about it all the doggone time. Technology affects our sleeping habits.
Well, yeah.
We're staying up way too late in the middle of the night. We're watching TV. We're scrolling. We're texting friends. We're doing everything. It's just, you're burning your sleep and you're staring at a blue light the entire time, and it's hurting you.
What I've actually started doing, just to cut down to my late night TV consumption, because my problem is, just based on the kids' ages, the shows I want to watch, there's no chance.
Correct.
That they get, or I don't want to have to explain the scenario, if you know what I mean. So I now grab a book, and that's like my last hour and a half of the night.
There you go.
Right? Just immerse myself in a book.
A woman in the UK was issued a citation for dropping a cigarette on the ground, but there's just a couple issues there, Miles.
You can do that.
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. All right, have a minute to drinking time.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Good time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink task and Stephen Thrillhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast Maximiliano Acosta of Mendoza, Argentina.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Now, a few weeks ago, Max, see how I shorten it?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, Max boarded a bus headed to the capital of Buenos Aires. Well, the bus had stopped for what was supposed to be a routine check by police. But upon checking Max's baggage, they discovered that in addition to clothing and other items, he had 18 containers of cocaine totaling 2 kilos and 444 grams. And it was such a big bust that Argentina's Minister of Security actually posted and boasted about it on social media. Meanwhile, Max, he's thrown in jail. Well, 3 weeks later, the lab test, they finally came back and confirmed that the substance tested positive to be pure 100% talcum powder.
Oh.
He was released from prison, asked why he had about 5 pounds of talcum powder in 18 different containers. Apparently, he had fallen on hard times, and he had purchased this stuff in his hometown of Mendoza because he could resell it at a higher price in Buenos Aires. There you go. Who knew that there was
must be humid there.
That's the only thing I can think. Like,
guys buy this stuff up and the bucket load.
What is the only other reason you're like, dude?
Seriously.
I got a side hustle. I sell talcum powder in the nation's capital.
Where else does a man put talcum powder?
Nowhere.
Other than his backside, right?
You're
right. I mean, I can't think. I never put it on my chest.
Well, it's summer there now, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I guess there's a big market for talcum powder. He's a thinking man.
Humid.
Powder up, boys.
Like Cuba.
So before this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Thrill, could you please start everyone now? Profile This is played.
It's okay, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Hayden. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. All right, Hayden, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have your choice of one of 3 categories today. Today, we offer you interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally, today, we offer you Seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to extreme violence.
I'm feeling animals today. Let's go with that.
Residents of a northern British Columbia community are trying to solve the mystery of a local critter seen wandering around wearing a high-visibility vest.
All right.
Andrea Arnold, a local resident who works as a reporter for the Rocky Mountain Goat newspaper, she snapped photos when she spotted the animal walking around wearing the unusual garment. She said, quote, "These animals are pretty prevalent around town, but this one was wearing a high-vis vest. I did a double take, like, wait, what am I actually seeing here?" Local resident Joe Rich, who also spotted the animal, he said the animal would not have been able to obviously put on the vest without help. He added, quote, "It zipped right up." Now, Rich said that someone had to tackle this thing and put the jacket on it. And at first, I thought maybe he got tangled up in it, but at the second glance, that is not the case. Well, a sergeant there with the BC Conservation Office, he said an investigation has been opened and officers are determining what, if anything, to do about the vest-wearing beast. Quote, "I don't even want to speculate on how this may have happened. It's a pet. They're not predisposed to wearing clothes." And then he added, even if you can get close enough to wildlife to put it in a sweater or a jacket or boots or what you have, we recommend highly against that.
What?
Because this is not an animal. So here's the question. What is the vest-wearing animal? High visibility vest, because you can never be too careful. Was it a deer? Was it a bear? Was it a moose? Or was it an elk? So deer, bear, moose, or elk, what animal is wandering around British Columbia wearing a high-vis vest?
I will say this. The people that had deer as pets growing up in West Virginia, they would take orange construction or road work spray paint and write pet on the side, on each side of the deer, so that the deer would not be shot. That was how they protected their deers that were pets.
I would have said, man, I shot someone's pet deer.
However, I'm going to say this. Moose, don't mess with a moose. Plus, that's an XXXXXL vest. But for some reason, I think you could find one for an elk, which for whatever reason to me seemed tamer. I'm going elk.
Well, I don't know. I think the elk might be too big. I mean, elk can be just as mean as a moose. I mean, I wouldn't screw around with either one. The bear, if someone was going to manhandle a bear, it would have to be a smaller one, and it would have to be a really, really big person. I think the most likely answer is probably deer, just on account of, it's already known that, as you said, that sometimes people put a high-vis vest on their deer, for if they're a pet.
Or the deer do it when they see the deer crossing sign.
I think Canadians are crazy. Somehow, he put this on a moose.
A moose. Okay.
Yeah.
What was wearing this orange protective vest? Was it a deer, a bear, a moose, or an elk? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Category has animalized this on Profile This. We head north, and the BC residents, they're trying to find an animal who's been walking around with an orange vest on.
Which makes it kind of funny because you're having a hard time finding this thing.
This animal bought the vest at the Big Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
But assuming it's a pet, is it a deer, a bear, a moose, or an elk?
Yes, indeed, and that is a question that I posed to you three gentlemen. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with an elk. It was not an elk. D. Ted Smith. You say Canadians are crazy, and they aren't.
Yeah.
And you went with the moose. They're not that crazy.
All right.
People in Alaska are that crazy. My God, I've heard stories. And finally, Hayden, you went with the deer. You are correct, sir.
And that makes the most sense. It does.
I saw a picture of it. It's just funny looking. It's just standing on the side of the road, like eating something or whatever. And it's got this bright ass orange vest on. Like, yep, can't miss it.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, you got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there in the title. All these guys have teams of talented writers helping them over their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
According to a new lawsuit, the potato cartel is accused of trying to raise the price of frozen potato products. 4 of the biggest potato producers in North America conspired and shared trade information to coordinate price increases. I, for one, applaud everyone who dared to blow the whistle of the potato cartel. But please stay safe out there because they have eyes everywhere.
Hey-oh. The Ted Smith.
Kimmel.
Colbert.
According to a new lawsuit, a potato cartel conspired to make your frozen fries 47% more expensive. 4 of the biggest producers of potato products in North America conspired and shared trade information to coordinate price increases. I, for one, applaud everyone who dared blow the whistle on the potato cartel. But please, stay safe out there. They have eyes everywhere.
Honey will be shut out of next year's World Beekeeping Awards for the first time after investigators found evidence of fraudulent ingredients in the global supply. While cheating in any competition is not new, this is a particularly sticky situation.
I'll say that's you, Ted.
You, Ted.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Jaguar just unveiled their new car that everyone's calling Barbie Pink. Even Cybertrucks were like, how much attention do you need?
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon?
That is Fallon.
Jaguar just unveiled their new car that everyone's calling Barbie Pink. Even Cybertruck's like, how much attention do you need?
And another Christmas miracle, the beloved McRib sandwich is back in McDonald's. And most people don't know this, but the McRib has a strong biblical connection. In the beginning, God took one of Adam's ribs to create Eve. The other one, he slathered in barbecue sauce and put it on a bun. And now, 1,000,000 years later, for the first time, we have the final showdown between the McRib versus Ozempic.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
Kimmel.
We have another Christmas miracle. The beloved McRib sandwich is back at McDonald's. And most people don't know this. The McRib has a strong biblical connection. In the beginning, God took one of Adam's ribs to create Eve. The other one he slathered barbecue sauce on and put it on a bun. And now, 1,000,000 years later, it's time for the final showdown, the McRib versus Ozempic for the very first time.
I did see a funny video going around the other day where these guys, it was somewhere in Texas, right?
Okay.
So they work at a real barbecue place and meat place. But instead of like getting McRibs and being like, like this and this and that, they were just like, it'd be like, have you tried one? It's like the head guy, and he's like, I mean, we could never make this. They're all just going on and on about how great it is. It's also surprising that some of the people that work there are only like 19 and 20, and they're like, I've never had one.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. If I lived in Texas and I work at like a meat place, I probably have not had a McRib.
Yeah. Well, I think also just age-wise.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Also, very important to get that onion situation from the quarter pounder taken care of before you go and throw it on a different sandwich. That was the problem before, so.
And they got that covered.
That's what they just said, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I have not watched this show, but I might now, as I found out Jennifer Tilly's on it. So you would think you go to like the nice places in town.
Sure.
So she found out when she joined the cast, she said, quote, I thought I'd be going to to see a lot of people shopping on Rodeo Drive, but a lot of filming they do is in the Valley and places where it's easier to get permits. So it's not like you're going at the fanciest places in Beverly Hills arguing. Basically, what she's kind of saying, like, number one, the permits help.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I think that's why porn was always filmed in the Valley. But she said they're usually arguing at some non-Beverly Hills place because the really fancy elite places don't want the housewives screaming at each other in their dining room.
No, absolutely not.
Which I always see the memes. I didn't realize that's such a big part of the show.
That's the only thing I know about the show is that they get after each other about whatever. Like, I don't watch the shows. I don't care about the shows. But any clip that they show, any commercial I see, that's what it is.
Screaming at each other.
Yeah, about whatever. And, of course, it involves guys or money or a stolen idea, whatever. Jesus. But all I ever see is them yelling at each other.
Yeah, and one of the real housewives from Salt Lake City, like, she's doing time.
Oh, damn.
For, like, tax evasion or something.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know this. So how you probably like, well, Jennifer Tilly has a real career. She has a poker career.
I was going to ask.
She was married to the Simpsons co-creator, Sam Simon, for 7 years. They divorced in 91, and she got a piece of the show.
Oh.
She said, nobody knew that the Simpsons were going to go on for 1 trillion years. Honestly, every day I'm like, thank you, Sam.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
That's wild.
It's what, 35, 36 years still going?
Yeah, but you also get all the merchandise. You get all the,
Oh, God, right.
Yeah, it's just like that's one of those like deferred contracts, like the Bobby Bonilla thing or whatever. Like a lot of, you see it now more. I think the NFL is trying to do it too, which is a good idea.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? Like somebody's like, all right, we'll just keep paying. You know, like you made all this money, but that's just wild. Divorce somebody to get a piece of The Simpsons. I mean,
for all those years.
Yeah, you got this in 91.
That's
if
what
someone said in 2024 you're still making money, and not because people are reliving it, it's still on TV.
Because you were in a relationship.
Right. You got Butterfinger money, Lunchbox money.
Yeah, like Hank Azaria. Like, I always knew him from... I didn't realize till a few years ago how many voices he does on that show.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's probably about half of what you hear on that show.
Right, so it's like, if he doesn't want to act again, he would never have to.
None of them do. I mean, you think about it. You sign on, you're going to do this goofy little blurb that happened during the Tracy Ullman show, a variety show, and maybe once a month, they're going to air this 5-minute clip, and you go like, sure, I'll lend my voice to that. You realize, like, if you're, Dan Custon, the guy, the Homer Simpson, this has been, and he's shown up in other things, but this has been your job for 35 years.
And Tracy Ullman doesn't get anything. She's the one who launched it.
Right.
Yeah, you can put that skit on my show.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, too, don't forget, do kids still watch The Simpsons, or is that just adults?
I think it's mostly adults. So my kids have seen it on occasion, just the reruns, because you can find those, and they thought it was hysterical, but they have so many other things they can watch. They thought The Simpsons were good, but it doesn't have to be appointment viewing for them.
All right, because Monday Night Football this week is that big Simpsons crossover. And, like, I get it when Nickelodeon does it, because it's kind of funny. Like, obviously, kids at any age are going to like SpongeBob and Patrick. So, like, I get the Nickelodeon angle, but I'm just like, I don't know that many kids that watch The Simpsons.
Jennifer Tilly's watching
it. Yeah, that's right.
Probably doesn't even watch it. Yeah. So, I don't know. That one just seemed odd to me. I'm like, with The Simpsons.
I think they're doing that more for adults. Because we're not going to go watch it on Nickelodeon. Not that it's a bad thing, but just if you like football, I just want to see football. But with The Simpsons, you're like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Right, like a couple years ago on Monday Night Football, they had a thing with like the Muppets. I still like the Muppets.
Everybody likes
find
the Muppets.
Funny, right? So like I recorded it. And it was fun to watch. My friends had a little kid. So I was like, yeah, come over. We could put this on. Or I was like, come over for the Nickelodeon playoff game. And I said, I don't know how much she's into football, but like she loves SpongeBob and like all the Nickelodeon people.
Yeah.
The end zone's a slime zone. So I was like, you know what I mean? To me, it seemed like a simple way to get kids into football who might not like it. Whereas with The Simpsons, I'm like, who are we pandering to? Because most people that like football and like The Simpsons aren't going to need Simpsons in their football.
You don't need it, right?
And most kids by the age of 9 or 10 have already figured out what their favorite sports teams are, what their sports are, what they watch, who they like.
Yeah, it's kind of where I always was with the Lingerie League. Like, love both things. Love to build, but like, I don't need to mix it with my football.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
And bad.
Post Malone will perform a free concert before the Super Bowl. He did America the Beautiful last year's Super Bowl. This year, he's making one more intimate appearance.
Intimate.
A free show at the Fillmore in New Orleans on Friday, February 7th. Just a couple days. This won't shock you. While it is a free performance, do you know Post Malone's like biggest sponsor?
Bud Light?
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So it's brought to you by Bud Light.
Yeah.
Well, good.
You gotta look up Bud Light's Instagram and Facebook. They have all the stuff in there. You gotta, use the hashtags or whatever. But if you're already going to the Super Bowl, do it. Mm-hmm. Like last year when I went to the national championship, we weren't there the first night, and I forget it was a big rap artist or whatever. I couldn't remember who it was, but the next night was like the country show with John Party. So I generally don't sign up for all that stuff, but I was like, if we have a game ticket, we just get a free ticket to go see him.
There you go.
They're like, I was like, all right, cool. Just at the Houston Dynamo.
No, but in New Orleans, you can walk around and walk into any bar, and whoever is on stage
is good.
Will entertain you for free. Mm. So if you don't even have that option and you can't go to that, don't worry. They got the music covered.
That is for sure. By the way, someone says the ESPN app, which airs Monday Night Football, is now on Disney Plus, which also owns The Simpsons.
No. I fathom. I'm just saying.
Oh, like who are they killing? Yeah,
who's the audience that we're going for? I'm just saying. To me, the Nickelodeon thing seemed like this is genius, right? This is a good way to get kids who might be like, I don't want to watch football, and be like, well, look, there's Patrick and SpongeBob. Look at that.
They should do it with Barney.
Right? Remember
Peppa Pig.
2 years ago, you had Patrick taking shots at Russell Wilson.
I know.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That alone makes it great.
Russell Wilson, again, when he went to Denver, I was happy they sucked that first year because the Seahawks got all those picks. But, even I, after, was like, all right, let's ease up on the Russell Wilson hate. I mean, that dude, he's back balling. And then I did watch.
I'm glad he's in my division. It's cool.
So that's the other thing, too. I did watch the first episode last night. I told you in the office. I don't know how to explain it. If you like football, you want to go play for Mike Tomlin. Right behind him, though, is John Harbaugh.
All right.
Right? So I'm saying, it got me. I don't even like that division.
What are they? Are they just calling it Hard Knocks?
It's Hard Knocks in season.
In season.
But it starts literally leading up to the games last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a real, I think I know a lot about football, but watching those guys on that level just break down technique on one tackle compared to your DN is wild. But yeah, for Russell Wilson, too, Tomlin is, there's no doubt. He's the head coach there. He's the guy in charge. He does the talking. So I think that's helped Russell because when he went to Denver, it's
you're doing every press conference, all the stuff.
Right.
That's right.
You paid him all that money, and it was like he's going to be the face of the franchise. He's going to take us to a Super Bowl. Whereas now in Pittsburgh, it's kind of like, hey, Russ, just go in there and run the offense when you want to. And look, I won't lie. I got nostalgic watching him throw that moon ball. It's like, goddamn, I kind of miss him. I miss him saying "Go Hawks" sometimes. And it's okay. We don't need him back. There's certain things you can miss about an act.
Tearing your eyelids.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
She used to kiss me like that.
Yeah. I miss your musk.
Damn.
I'm telling you, Mike, it's a good show. But honestly, at one point, Russell is starting to play, and then he gives an inspirational speech, and the offensive linemen are just like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of funny. You're just giving us a speech during this play call, too. So it's kind of cool to see people checking him.
Right.
So, but good for him. It's working out for him.
Shut up and run the play.
Right. Just call the offense.
Come on,
dude.
man.
I know a lot of people like Abbott Elementary. That damn mid-season finale is tonight. And then if you want to see the tree get lit at Rockefeller Center, throw it on NBC. That'll be on there.
All right. Thank you so much. You're listening to The Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the pop culture convos you're consuming. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story, we go to Perth, Australia, where police weren't putting up with any funny business. No. Videos making the rounds online, which features a man running through the city completely naked. Already a no. He is seen sprinting toward an Uber, fleeing pursuing officers when he rips the door open and attempts to jack the vehicle. Officers caught up with the man before he was able to complete his mission and managed to subdue him. Thrill, how did he do it?
Tased his naked ass.
Tased his ass.
Yes.
Tased him. They proceeded to take him into custody, but he continued to resist, struggling and thrusting to deter officers, who then responded. What do you think they did there, Ted?
Tased him again.
Tased his ass again.
You get naked, you make it weird, you get tased. That is my rule, man.
Okay, we are.
It does not matter. If I'm a cop and you're naked and committing whatever, it could be loitering. You haven't been I'm tasing your ass. Like, I'll give you, hey, put some clothes on or you get tased.
Right.
He was, I'm not doing anything. It's like, but you're naked and I have to deal with you.
Right.
Understand this.
Here's
I'm
a
dealing with
blanket.
naked folk.
Here's a blanket. Put it on. I won't even cuff you. Put the damn blanket on.
Tasing your ass.
Get in the car.
Wrap you in a blanket, put you damn right.
There you go.
If you give me more lip, I'm going to tase your ass again.
Right.
You can give me lip when you put clothes on.
That's right. You can call me a dirty no account all you want in the back of the car.
Do
I'm
with
not
clothes
touching
on.
your ass.
Don't make it weird.
That's right.
You make it weird, you get tased.
You've already made it weird. Right. I'm on edge. I'm not doing this.
I know that all you were doing, eating a slice of pizza behind a bank, but you did it naked and I tased you.
You was eating a slice of pizza.
Doesn't matter how mundane it is.
I'm just trying to get a slice
You
of
made
pizza.
it weird. I'm tasing you.
I ain't deal with this.
Because you can do the same thing you're doing now with clothes on.
Right.
The only time I don't public sex, I'm not going to tase you. Because you got to have sex with your clothes on.
Right.
Anything else, like you're getting tased.
That's right. In other news, for more police video going viral, we head to Colorado. An officer was pursuing a man suspected of committing felony theft. The video shows the officer jumping multiple fences while chasing the suspect, but was unable to catch the thief on foot as he had his own scooter. Luckily, the chase took him through a quiet neighborhood, which is where he was able to find and commandeer a child's bicycle. He used the vehicle to catch up to the suspect, who was already in the custody of another officer. The department took the opportunity to upload the video showing the dedication of their officers.
Some people got mad at the cop.
Because he took the bike?
It's like, dude, he's going to give it back. And that kid has the best story.
Yes.
When that kid goes back to school, that's the only story he's going to tell.
This thing was used in a robbery chase.
Yeah. It's like, give it to kid.
Right.
And if you don't give it to him, you're getting tased.
He will never sell that bike for as long as he knows it.
No.
Like, he will give that down to his grandchildren. Like, a cop once took this and used it to take down a drug lord.
Yeah, of course. You're going to up the story.
Hell yeah, you are.
A murderous drug lord. Been on the run for 30 years.
Active shooter in the neighborhood. He charged him on my bike.
Serial killer. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
We go overseas where a handful of flight crew were taken off the job. They arrived to work on their shift on an international flight from the Netherlands to New York, but were detained following a random alcohol screening. Attendants, as well as other staff, are restricted from alcohol consumption in Europe a full 10 hours before flying, but that did not stop her party animals, one of which was 7 times over the legal limit for alcohol that she was tested. She was throwing down, bro.
That ain't random at that point. Like, she's drunk, we need proof.
Exactly.
You can't hide being 7 times over the legal limit.
All of the crew were pulled off of the flight, which did not suffer any delays due to the incident, and issued fines, the worst of which is facing a citation upwards of $2,000. Delta did make the statement regarding the incident, detailing that it's not the company's policy to be loaded.
We know, Delta. Jesus Christ. You don't have to explain everything that's obvious, but it did not delay the flight.
No. They kept
all
going.
right, nice. I've had flights delayed for considerably less.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? That did not... Good on you, Delta.
My last flight was detained because they were missing a flight attendant.
How about this? If I'm Delta, I'd be like, you know we don't condone them being hammered, but guess what? Our flight wasn't delayed.
But just in case those stories of the bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Virginia, where a tragedy was turned into a success. I actually really love this story. Weddings are a stressful time for those involved, and plenty can go wrong, but nobody could have predicted what happened to our couple in Virginia. On the day of the event, the bride got a call from the venue with the unfortunate news. The place burned down, Ted.
Oh, wow.
Initially thinking that it was a joke, their fears were confirmed when they got to the site and they immediately began solving the problem. While the bridal party informed the guests, vendors, everybody else of the situation, the venue staff, love this, the venue staff actually pulled their own resources together to find another venue in the area that had an available slot for the wedding. They found one that was 7 minutes away.
Wow.
There was a cidery that they found, and they immediately moved everything over. They held a ceremony that day. The wedding was saved. Obviously,
meanwhile, the groom's
like,
I committed arson to get out of this.
Think of the liquor delivery, the food delivery, all that stuff had not happened.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, no
You just
kid.
keep your dress at the venue.
No,
whatever
kid.
it was.
Men's Room Sports, the Kraken start the road trip right by going into Carolina yesterday and beating the Hurricanes 4-2. Well done, boys. They got the night off and will be back in action in New York tomorrow to take on the Islanders. As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you've got college hoops on the ESPN affiliates, FS1 and Big Ten, pro basketball on NBA Network, and hockey over on TNT. As far as your weather, you got more clouds and fog tonight with temperatures dropping down to a brisk 34 degrees, and the clouds will stick around into tomorrow where we can expect a gray day and a high right around 48. That's it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time for Big Dummy, and the head chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Hey, Washington, there are exciting things happening at your local CVS. Shop thousands of gifts under $20, from premium chocolates and cozy throws to pre-wrapped presents and the season's hottest toys. Need it fast? Save time when you buy online and pick up in store with free CVS pickup. Use your Extra Care card to unlock savings every time you shop. Visit cvs.com/holiday for details.